love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal.
What up, Nine?
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and Word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Give them what they asked for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the Word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the Word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Bud Files, what up, though? Appreciate you. Hope the family good. Hope they great. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. My brother, Mr. Gary, busting down, Mr. 33 himself. What up, man? Appreciate you. And you got Sports Chat in the building. Appreciate y'all, man. Hey, yeah, man. Title of the show, Make Peace with Pain. Make peace with the pain. You know, I just lost somebody close to me today. You know, my cousin, he been battling cancer. Cancer sucks, by the way. It really fucking sucks. But, you know, he been battling cancer, and today, you know, he transitioned. And I've been thinking, man, like these last 3 years, I'm working on my third year on this YouTube thing. And every year I lost somebody close to me. And 3 people I lost close to me was like brothers to me. You know, it was like my older brothers. I don't have any older brothers. I'm the oldest out of all my siblings. And, lost all 3 of them. You know, they young too. 2 of them was a couple years older than me. One of them was, you know, almost 7 years older than me. But it's always painful when you lose them. And this one hurt. I mean, all of them hurt, you know, but it's like each one of them almost prepared me for the next one, you know. So this lesson, make peace with the pain, this is something I've been practicing since I understood the ideology of it, right? In Buddhism, it tells you life is suffering. You suffer in life. That's what life has to offer. You suffer. But they also teach you how, I don't want to say to overcome the suffering aspect of life. You know, Buddhism teaches you that. And one of the things you have to do is to accept. You have to accept that life has suffered, you know, because oftentimes when we feel it, we question why. You know, I'm watching my cousin go through what he went through. Because I practiced this, I've never questioned. I just understood it's a process, but it sucked watching him go through that. And that was painful itself. You know, not only losing them, but watching them go through that. But even in that suffering, I found peace. You know, thinking about all 3 of them, you know, it's painful to lose them. But within that pain, I found peace of even having the opportunity to experience life with them. You know, I found peace within the pain. Just understanding, like, it's better to have and lost than never had at all, right? I'm blessed, man. I'm lucky. You know, I don't have them no more, but I had them. There's a lot of people who don't have people like that in their life. And it was 3 special people to me. Special people. And I'm blessed. I'm grateful to even have the experience to have them in my life. That's where I find the peace at within the pain of losing them. Is even the experience. I can draw back on memories of the experiences we had with one another. You know, so even in that pain of losing them, I found peace. You know, watching my cousin go through that was painful. And now that his fight is over and he transitioned, it hurt. It hurt because he's not here, but I found peace that he's not experiencing that portion of suffering that life offered him at that particular time. You know, he had peace now. He ain't got to go through none of that. You know. So it's a conscious choice. It's not easy. And this losing people, right? Losing people, that's been going on since the dawn of time. You know, and it was my uncle who made me understand the importance of going through those experiences of losing people. You know, he told me before he died that he showed us how to live like a man, so now he gonna show us how to die like a man. And I was young, I was like 13, so I didn't quite understand. It didn't make sense when he said it, but as I got older and then I started experiencing, you know, people leaving me, I realized, like, even my grandmother, the way she, you know, transitioned was peaceful on her own terms. And I understood what he was saying, that it's not only do I have to experience it, but I have to experience it so I can teach the people and be the example to the people under me, because they will go through it too. So it's my job to prepare them. But if I'm unprepared for it, then I can't prepare the next generation. You know, this is ongoing process. I'm gonna lose a lot more people that's close to me. That's just life. But it's a process, and that process can break you, right? That can really break someone. And if we don't learn from it, then we can't prepare the ones after us for the process, because we gonna be the ones leaving one day, and if we don't prepare them before we go, then it may break them when we transition, So it's important for me to process things. So I had 3 days to process it before he even passed. I had 3 days to process it, and now that it's here, it's still unreal. It don't even feel real. But I know it's people who will be looking for an example, looking for that light, and that's my role, is to be that light. Miss Tracy, what up, though? Bronze, my brother, what up, though? Nate the Great is in the building. My bad. I've been cooking. Dee, what up, sis? What up? Did I miss anybody? I got Miss Tracy, Bronze, Nate, Dee. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, so finding that peace within pain, it's difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's difficult, but it's using that AAA system, man. Just being aware of it first. You have to be aware. Then you have to accept. And the hardest part is to take action, because what kind of action do you take? I have this firewall built inside of me. I didn't recognize it at first, but the more I observe other people, I see the difference in me, and I see the difference in other people, man. When I miss someone, when I start feeling that pain, I start thinking about all the good times, all the good experiences I had with that person. And I can't help but to smile. I can't help but to laugh. I can't help but to be grateful after that. Grateful that I even experienced that. Grateful that I have that. And that's a defense mechanism. I wasn't aware of it probably until a couple years ago. I realized, damn, that's what I do. That's what I do. It was when my in-laws passed, when my mother-in-law passed. I couldn't help but just to keep thinking about all the fun I had with her. Couldn't help it. Couldn't get sad. I miss her, but with those experiences, it's like the people never leave. Mm-hmm. That's why I say, when you have good memories of people, that emotion that you have from that experience, that's how you download that memory. And the stronger that emotion is, the more vivid that memory is. So when I think of my loved ones that's no longer here, I had so much fun with them. I enjoyed time with them. So those memories are very vivid to me. Very vivid. So it's like, I know they're not physically here, but they still here. They live on through me. And that gives me the strength. They're not here. They don't have the opportunities that I have, so I got to make something out of it. It motivates me to live for them, to do some of the things that they can't do no more. So if you look for it, you'll find it. You look for the peace within the pain, you will find it, but you got to look for it. Can't let the pain dominate you. You have to dominate the pain. And the way I choose to do it is love. The love I got from my people. That love helps me dominate that pain. Because it is painful. It is painful. And like I said, it's a process, it's a never-ending process. This has been happening before I was conceived. It's going to continue to happen after I'm gone, long gone. but it's something that I think people need to have more discussions about, get more clarity, get more understanding, because it ain't going nowhere. But like I said, I was taught lessons without being told it was a lesson, and I don't know if most people look at that, but I'm pretty sure if you go look back, a lot of the OGs was probably preparing you for their demise, getting you ready, getting you set up. So when they go, you ain't broken. But are we doing that? We got to set the example. We got to be the example. Got to be the example. But not just with loss, man, with anything in life. Any form of pain, you have to find the peace within it. Everything has a duality to it. Everything. And within that duality, that's where you extract the lessons from. Because we know how the negative feel, but we have to find the positive too. Like I said, all three of them gone, but I'm just grateful that I had the experience, the opportunity to experience life with them. I have people in my corner like that. Because without that experience, I wouldn't know a lot of the good that life has to offer. Well, people in life. Some of the closest people to me hurt me, but some of the closest people to me healed me. They were there, all three of them. Always, like my cousin Buggy, man, he would not let me crash off or nothing. He would not let me crash up. He was always my cooler head, My cousin Barry, man, he taught me like what living life was. Really living life, man. Just doing what feels good, man. No matter what the circumstances or no matter what the situation was, he just lived life. He had fun doing it. Commander, what up, Nine? The Minister General of Defense is in the building. Stop playing with me. The Lady of the Nine. The Lady of the Nine. Not the Lady of the Night, people. The Lady of the Nine. What up, though, Commander? Yeah, but finding that peace, man. Like, even in my current situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, becoming, like, it changed my life being legally blind. That really changed my life. There's a lot of stuff that I used to do that I can't do, but that just gave me the opportunity to learn how to do different things. Gave me more opportunity with my family, So it's finding the peace within that. Yeah, something negative happened, but that don't mean I can't make something positive out of it. And that's what I chose to do. It's all a choice, though. It's how we perceive things. How we perceive things is how we go about things. So if I'm in that mind state of, oh, woe is me, then that's the actions I'm gonna take. I'm gonna play the victim. I'm gonna be a victim. It's not even playing. You become a victim of your own circumstances. You become a victim of your own perception. That's the even better way of saying it. People will become a victim of their own perception because they think life is so bad that that's how they perceive it. So therefore, that's how they interact with it. That's how they interact with it. Yeah, my bad. I was supposed to do the Weird, Wild, or Wicked tonight, but I needed to. This is like me transmuting energy right now. Just me talking about it. Getting it off my chest because, like I said, I had a couple days to process it. When I first heard and seen how messed up he was, I took some time off and I needed that because I'd have been a mess right now. But I processed it before it happened, so it's kind of like, and this is just how I built myself, right? it's some things in life that are inevitable, and once I see it, I begin to accept it, and the more I accept it, the more I guess I can say, I don't want to say heal from it or begin the healing process from it. So like, the first day when I realized, when I seen him and understood what he was going through and the problem he was having, man, I was processing everything. And it's kind of like practice, right? And this I'm just telling you how my brain works or how I go about things. By accepting the inevitable, when it happened, it was like I was prepared for it. I guess that's the best way to say it. You know, I was prepared for it. So when it happened, it wasn't like it was a shock. It didn't catch me off guard. You know, that's how I was able to find that peace, like knowing that he's not suffering no more. I was able to accept that aspect of it. And a lot of times, you know, especially dealing with death, I think that's the hardest part, is to accept like the person is not going to be there no more. So that's what we be holding on to, and that's what hurt the most, you know. And it's hard to look past the fact that they're not going to be here no more. You know, it's hard to look past that fact. But if you prepare yourself for it when it happens, it'll be a lot easier to accept it. You know, it'll be a lot easier. That's why it's always harder when things happen suddenly than when you kind of know it's going to happen. Kind of prepare yourself for it to happen. Appreciate that, Commander. Appreciate that. Yeah, man, I'm worried about my auntie, man. I'm worried about my auntie. That was her only son, and that was her light. Like, he kept her on her toes. Like, my cousin was the life of the party, man. He was just the life of the family. He was the glue, too. He was the one that brought everybody together, man. He was that one. Like, everybody, you know, if Barry said, hey, let's do this, you know, everybody huddle around. Because you know you was going to have a good time with him. You always know that. No matter, he can say, hey, we're going to chill in this back alley. Man, you know you're going to have a ball in that back alley. You just know you're going to have fun. Y'all do. Man, oh, man. He came over here one time. He was in the chat. You know, when I first found out he had cancer, he came through there. But yeah, that's who he is, man. That's who he is. Ain't nobody will ever forget him. He made his mark on the world. Definitely made his mark. Loved by a lot of people. So he was loved by the Lions cheerleaders, man. He'd be at every Lions game taking pictures with the cheerleaders. He knew them. The boy knew everybody, man. Well known, well loved, man. But that's how he lived his life, man. You'd have thought this dude was a millionaire, man. He probably had 2 pennies in his pocket, but people loved him so much, man, that he always had a way. Always had a way. They say you can't prepare. You can. You can. When you know things are inevitable, that it's going to happen. And like when they say you can't prepare, I mean, it's you will always get that knee-jerk feeling when it happens. That you know, you will always get that feeling. But yeah, it's just, I just feel like it's how you. I didn't experience so much death, man, in my life. I experienced so much. I'm not gonna say I'm desensitized. At one point, I really was desensitized to it. I'm being honest. I was totally desensitized to it until my grandmother died. Because I had a lot of friends that died, a lot of friends. So after a while, you become numb. And then working in the hospital too, you become numb. You become numb. it's a part of life, you know. It's really a part of life. It's not something that we can, people be trying to freeze their bodies and do all crazy shit, man. Nah, it's supposed to happen. This is a journey, man, and all journeys come to an end, right? All journeys come to an end. So all this is just a journey, man. And the quicker you accept it, the more you can actually live, man. People be so afraid to die, they forget to live. Crazy, ain't it? People be so afraid to die that they forget to live. And that's what my cousin did. He lives. He lives. So even that, taking that lesson from him, don't forget to live, man. You gotta have to work, you have to pay bills, you gotta do all that stuff, but don't forget to live, because it's gonna end one day. Like, when you really think about that, a lot of stuff ain't even important no more, man. When you really, like, the older I get, there's a lot of shit that ain't even important no more. A lot of stuff, like, nah, man, I'm straight. I gotta handle this before, gotta do this. When you young, you don't think about it. But like I said, I know a lot of people didn't make it to 30. I know people didn't make it to 20, a lot of people. And you wonder, like, damn, I wonder what their life would have been like if they would have seen 30, 40. My cousin ain't even had no kids. He had no kids. So, but we was on the same thing. Like, look, we ain't gonna do it right, we ain't gonna do it. He ain't found that one person who he felt was the right person. So, but he dated women with kids, and he always, stepped into that role. Always quick to do it too. I'd be like, bro, you simping. That was before simping was even a thing. Yeah, you can't live in no box like you in the prison. But that's what a lot of people do, man. That's why I love my wife so much, man. Because my wife lives. She want to do things all the time. She want to experience things all the time, and she pulled me out my little. She pulled me out my little hermit crab, my shell. She pulled me out the shell. I'd be like a hermit crab, be wanting to chill. She'd be like, nope, we about to do this, we about to do that. And I'd be like, ah. But then when you start doing it, you have fun. And that's what life is about. It's about experiencing it, man. We forget to experience life. People be too focused on all the negative aspect of life and preparing themselves for all the negative stuff to happen instead of enjoying all the good things that's happening too. So you got to live, man. Anything that's prevent you from living is a distraction. It's a freaking distraction. Because you only get one. This journey, even if you talk about reincarnation, you get one this life. There's only one. You don't get to come back to this life and try it over. There ain't no reset button. Ain't no extra lot. Ain't none of that. So even if you get reincarnated, you're getting reincarnated into a whole different life. So you only get one of these. So enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Really enjoy it. That's why I was sitting outside in the back with my kids earlier. My wife bought them a bubble machine. There's bubbles all over the damn backyard. The dog chasing them, the kids chasing them. I'm just like, man, this is life. Like, watching my kids have fun, man, that shit made me feel so good, man. My son got this little rocket thing shooting at my daughter, digging holes, throwing dirt everywhere. I'm screaming, yes, stop throwing dirt. I'm one of those dads, not yelling and chasing the kids around. Like, I never thought, 15 years ago, I never thought I'd be doing this, man. I never thought I'd have this, man. You see this shit on TV, bro. My life is not, I ain't got nothing. My life ain't extravagant or nothing like that. I'm simple, bro. I'm real simple. I'm simple, but it's shit still like some shit you see on TV. That's how I look at my life, man. I'm living like some shit you see on TV. And coming and how I came up, I didn't think, never seen it coming. Wasn't thinking about that. I was just telling my brother-in-law, like, man, I got 2 kids, bro. I never thought I had kids. Nobody ever thought I had a kid because I wasn't playing. Like, I ain't about to just, I'm straight. I didn't see too many examples of why not to have kids with the wrong person. And I didn't know if it was a right person. I didn't know if it was a right person. So I was content, like I'm straight, but I found that right person. And now I'm living like some damn sitcom life. And I love it, man, because this is what I wanted when I was a kid. I didn't have that. Yeah, shout out to the wife, man. I was just rubbing them feet. That's why I had to push the show back. I promised her a foot rub tonight. And when I came back in the house, she was like, "What time is your show?" I'm like, "About to start in a minute." She was like, "Oh, man." I'm like, "What?" She was like, "You're supposed to rub my feet." And I'm like, "You're right. Let me push it back." I'm digging them toes. Shout out to my wife, man. Love my baby. But yeah, man, find that peace. You gotta look for it though, and it's a conscious effort, man. You gotta want it, man. You gotta want it. You gotta want it, because if you don't, that pain go take over. That pain go take over. Using myself as an example, as I always do. I just noticed, like, when I'm hurting, man, it's just natural for me to want to hurt. Like, that's what's in you. And I have to find ways to transmute it and get it out of me, because, I ain't gonna take it out on nobody, but I just know, like, when I was younger, I did. That's what I did when I was younger. I wasn't mature enough to understand. Wasn't mature enough. But now that I am, I gotta be responsible. So that's why I say I take time away. Sometimes I gotta just, go to myself. But if you have that pain, anger, all those negative emotions in you, you got to be responsible to get it out of you, because it is a high probability that you will take it out on somebody who don't deserve it. And usually we take things out on people who close to us, right? That's what we usually take shit out on, is people that's close to us. And there's various reasons why, but I'm just talking about what happened right now. What happens is, when you feeling an emotion, especially a negative emotion, eventually it's going to come out of you. And when it come out, it's usually the people who close to you that's most affected. So you just being responsible, is your duty, your obligation to get that shit out of you in a positive way, or at least in a way where you ain't affecting anyone else. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had to learn how to do. And that's what I practice now, No matter how bad I hurt, or no matter how angry I am, I don't take it out on people close to me. You don't do that. I think that's just a sign of immaturity. People not knowing how to control themselves. So when people do it to me, because, it'd be people close to me, they feel like it's okay. Like, nah, it ain't okay. I ain't taking shit from nobody for no reason. If I did something, cool, but if I didn't, man, don't be giving me that shit. I'm straight. Don't be giving me none of that bad juju. So it's just being responsible, So what y'all think about that concept? Do you think you can find peace within pain? Do you think that's possible? What I'm saying, does it make sense? Do it make sense to find a peace within pain? Because I think like Gary say, a lot of times people peace is chaos. So when people feel that pain, they create chaos, and that gives them peace. But there's consequences and repercussions to everything. And then people just say, well, my bad, I was emotional at that point. I was hurting, so I did that. And like, that's an excuse, and it's not justifiable. Not a good reason. But people accept it. I don't accept that shit. I don't care what you're going through. Don't take it out on me. If I ain't put you through it, it ain't mine. It ain't my cross to bear. Just not my cross to bear, So he's just talking about being better and doing better. I wanted to share that because I just feel like, being an example, having these conversations. These are tough, like, this is a tough conversation, you know what I'm saying? But these are the ones I like to have because these are the ones that yield the biggest lessons. These are the ones that yield the biggest lessons. And I can't tell nobody how to go through losing someone, but I can just share my ideology. And if somebody can take something from it, if it can help somebody, that's what I do. I don't tell people how to live or what they should do. I just share information. Hopefully it'll be useful, and like I said, this is something I'm literally practicing this in real time, because this is all fresh. He just passed away at 7:00 today, this afternoon. But when I seen him, I told my sister, for 72 hours. And that's just, working in the hospital and being around it. I just kind of understood the process and what he was going through. And your chaos is peace. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people, man. I don't know. I look at the world and I see a lot of negative things, but I also see a lot of positive things. And unfortunately, the negative things are outshining the positive things in life, but they're still there, and call me optimistic. It just feels good focusing on positive things because I tend to get more of it in my life. I get the negative things, like, my cousin passed away. Not only he passed away, but man, what he went through. I had a couple things hit me today. Nothing like, my cousin passing away, but just a lot of things, inconvenient ass things that frustrate you. And, I had a couple things that didn't go my way today, but I never once said I was having a bad day, even though I was going through a lot of inconveniences. And, never once said it's a bad day. It's just another day. Some days going to be great. Some days going to be trying. I say it like that. Yeah, some days going to be great. Some days it's going to take you a little bit more effort, to get through the day. But you still got that opportunity. Because when it's done, it's done. When you're done, you're done. At hospitals or even in hospitals before passing. Did I talk about it? You talk about it on here? Nah, I don't think I talked about it on here. Nah, I don't think I talked about it on here. Yeah, but yeah, just it's like far as people, like if you got a family member in hospital. I mean, if y'all want to talk about like what the signs are, Yeah, I can bring my mom on here too. I can bring some medical professional to talk about it. I mean, I can talk about it, but I just think it'd be dope if we talk about it like that. I might as well bring some people on here to talk about it. My OG will. My mom, man. You start talking to her about medical stuff, it'd be like she be saying a lot, and it'd be so nonchalant. I'd be like, man. Shout out to my moms, man. I love my baby. Yeah, but that make me going, my cousin not being here, it made me realize like I need to be, since I've been going through my thing, I've been focusing on me. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it was a lot of mental rebuilding I had to do when I lost my sight. I had to, yeah, I had to do some work on myself. So I kind of secluded myself. If my phone ring, people checking on me, fine, but I didn't really reach out to a lot of people. Not like I did before I lost my sight. I kind of, because I don't like when people. I don't like the empathy and the sympathy. People feeling bad because of what I'm going through, and it's people care about you, so it's almost to be expected. So I don't ignore people calls or anything like that, but I just don't reach out like I used to. But I gotta stop that because yeah, tomorrow ain't promised today. So this was a wake up call. I need to start reaching out to more of my family members. So I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I gotta I don't know, I think she still work in the hospice unit, but I got a friend who, she work in hospice, like in a hospital. Like that's the unit she work on, is the hospice unit. I'm gonna see if I can get her, but I know I can definitely get my mom. Yeah, I can definitely get my mom. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things is to watch someone go through that process. You know, um, definitely hard. Definitely hard. Somebody you love, you watching them slowly break down. That it's hard because you don't want nobody to hurt. You don't want nobody to suffer, especially someone you love. Man. You don't want to watch them go through that. So some people actually shy away. I can't. I don't want to watch them go through it, but I don't want them to be alone at the same time going through that. So that's why we brought my mother-in-law home. Like, nah, you coming home, baby. Whatever I got to do to spend more time with you, that's what we go do. We're gonna make some more memories. We're gonna make memories until we can't make no more. Man, I can't. It's some stuff I never disclosed, but man, me and my mother, there was 2 weeks, just me and her. It wasn't just me and her, but just those last 2 weeks, man. And she didn't really start going downhill till like 3 days before she passed away. So she was kind of, live talking, and it didn't really hit her until the last 3 days. But yeah, we was definitely chilling. We was getting it in. But that's what I'm saying, man. You gotta enjoy life until you can't enjoy it no more. Make those memories. That way, if the person leave or if you leave, think about it. Think about leaving people with memories too. You know. believe in people with good memory. You know, a lot of these shows I do, not only for the people, but it's really for my kids too. My kids will be able to watch all these shows. They'll be able to watch all these shows. So no matter if I'm here or not, but if I'm not here, they'll be able to see a different aspect of their daddy. Or if I'm still here, they can still see that different aspect of me. How I interact with other people, you know. That's why I said I'm an example. I'm an example. That's a conscious choice, you know. You got to consciously choose to be the light, to be the example. And it ain't easy. Work. You know, me and my wife talked about that. Me and my wife actually talked about that, but I don't know. I don't really know if I want my kids on like social media like that. I don't really know. I don't really know if I want them on there like that. But me and my wife definitely talked about that. Me and her will do a channel when she ready, whenever she get ready. But yeah, I thought about that, like having a family channel. We was gonna call it "We're Blending." We're blending. Man, that's one of my favorite movies. Adam Sandler is a nut, man. And Terry Crews kept popping up. We're blending. Well, yeah, me and my wife talked about that, having a family channel. I was like, man, we'd be rich. Man, if her and her sister, oh my God, bro, if y'all heard them, man, y'all think they like mortal enemies, man. And they be arguing about the stupidest stuff. They be arguing 1 minute and the next minute just normal. Everything normal. I'm like, y'all weird, bro. I ain't never seen nobody do that. Like you in a heated argument. And then the next minute y'all just talking like nothing happened. Like y'all weird, bro. You get me heated like that, I be mad at you for a minute. I ain't letting this go. I ain't letting it go. I won't be mad. Nah. It'd be, yeah. The next minute, so let's watch this. Yeah. Like, hold on, bro. Her and her sister, I'd make so much money if I had it. Man, that should be funny. I was telling them that before I got on social media. Like if I just record y'all and I can make a movie. Like they so funny, man. But don't mess with neither one of them because the other one go come for you. Oh man, if they even think, but they fight all the time. That's how we are too. Oh man, you know what, man? I don't even like. I got into it. Like my sister right under me, we got into it. We ain't talked for like a year or two. We ain't talked for a while. But I never really got into it. But I don't like, man. This is why I used to get into it with my sibling. Because I'm the oldest. But I was the one who fucked up first. So I felt obligated to kind of direct them, to guide them, to play that like big brother father role. But that's when we always crashed heads. So it's like, well, fuck it. I'm going to let y'all bump y'all head. Then, you know, I ain't going to let you bust your face wide open, but I'm going to definitely let you fall off the curb and break an ankle or something. Go ahead. Enjoy life. You know, so I stopped like being that pressure. You know, I use more finesse with them. And I don't really argue. They deep. There's only 2, 3 of my, no, might as well say 1, 2, 3, 4 of my siblings I argue with. Other ones I don't. I don't argue with none of them no more because I ain't about to argue. I'm straight. But the girls, you know, there's more girls. I got more sisters than brothers. I only technically got two brothers. All the rest of my siblings, sisters, so I ain't fighting with them. I ain't arguing with them neither. I'm straight. I ain't arguing with no women. You ain't gonna win that. You just go get a headache. Only thing you gonna win from arguing with a woman is a headache. So I'm straight. I don't argue with women. Only thing you gonna win is a headache. So now I'm good. I am good. But they all grown now. But they, they asked or come for advice. We had talks and stuff like that. They listen now. For the most part, like when they come and ask, they listen. So I'm not arguing with them. Yeah, so I ain't arguing. And one of my brothers, the one that kicked me in the head and knocked my eyesight out my head, I don't talk to him no more. Don't plan on to neither. I'm straight. I'm good. I love you, but it has to be from a distance. I cannot promise you I won't put my hands on you. So it's just best you stay away from me. So technically, I only got one brother I deal with, and he a knucklehead. He gonna be a knucklehead for life, and that's okay because I love him. I'm always be there to help him. I'm just not gonna hurt myself helping him. That I'm not gonna do because I have responsibilities as a father too. Not only as a brother, but as a father and a husband, I have responsibilities. So I can't help him to hurt myself, but I will always be there for him. I'll always be there for him. No matter how much knucklehead shit he do, man. That's the Polo Tink Tink 2.0. Yeah, he'll be all right one day. But even if he don't, that's still my baby boy. Still love him to death. But he'll find his way one day. And that's just life, man. Ain't nobody perfect. But shit, I can't make them want stuff. Can't make them do stuff. Only thing I can do is be an example. Show him how to do it the right way. And if he chooses to do it, then he do it. If he don't, then he don't. That's all I can do. Can't force him. And that's my cousins. A lot of loved ones, man. You want them to do right, but you can't force them to do it. It has to be a conscious effort because you can't sit around them all the time. And it'll be that one time you ain't watching, that's when they get into the bullshit. So I'm straight. Just que sera. Whatever it'll be, it'll be. But anyway, what y'all going? What up though? I've been rambling for an hour now. What up though? We can change the subject. I'm just talking now. I got off what I wanted to get off. I hope people can get something from that. And I hope people can get something from that. But that's how I find. That's how I make peace with my pain, bro. That's how I make peace with it. I accept it. And I look for the positive aspects of it. And I focus on those positive aspects of it. And that's how I generally make peace with my pain. Because anything else is futile. Okay, Sarah. But what else is popping up? Oh shit! Did I break something? Oh, okay. My bad. I'm tripping. So what else been popping today? 15 minutes. Cool. Yeah, I ain't really I've been chilling with the fam all day. My wife was off today. We took my son to go get a haircut. Then came back and I was playing with my baby girl all day. My wife and my son went out and ran errands. And you gonna leave me home alone with my daughter? Yeah, we done told this MF up. No, I'm just playing. No, we had fun though. Chilling with baby girl. Drawing, and she loved painting, man. She loved painting. It's just like watching her, man, is like she's so different from she is like her and my son is like night and day. She is like so courageous. My son analyzes every fucking thing. Everything he analyzes. He look at it, be like, nah, I'm straight. I don't want to do it. Or he'd look at it like, well, yeah, I can do it. She just do stuff. Just do it. She don't care. She just head first. It's like my son is like me when I'm older, and my daughter is like me when I was younger. When I was younger, I was just gun ho about everything. I try anything. I do anything. Now I sit back and analyze everything. Yeah, Gary must have went to sleep. He probably took some of his what's the name of that? What's the name of that damn tea? He drank some chamomile tea and went to sleep. I think Rachie live too. No, I was in there before I went live. I think everybody missing my live, Speak Easy live, and Rachel live. I was listening to Nate's live. Nate, you have a damn aneurysm, bro. No, that's just Nate's passion. I'd be like, bro, he was, I'm going in tonight. Yeah, bro, you got a goddamn aneurysm. Calm down, boy. Give him a Scooby snack, Commander. Tell him calm down. I'm just playing. Now, Nate just passionate, y'all. Nate is just as passionate. He is very passionate. He still sound like Jadakiss and DMX had a baby. That's that New York. Y'all are New Yorkers. I'm about to see, Commander. They done left me up here with nothing to talk about. Now I'm about to start talking about the New Yorkers. Because Gary, man, y'all some. I see why Southern people, when they say them up Northerners, be like some fast talkers. Because y'all be talking fast as hell. I'm like, I'm happy I'm from Pennsylvania in the Midwest. We slow it down. Y'all be talking fast. Them motherfuckers. The slick talkers. Those city slickers. That's Frankie. Frankie be talking fast as hell too. Gary, Frankie, and Nate. All y'all be talking fast. Who else from New York? What did Ozzy say about me? He said I talk slow. He said because I talk slow, I sound intelligent. Like, okay. Think I get it. So if I talk fast, I guess I sound dumb. Commander, I think I gotta get back in the I gotta do some more shorts. I gotta get back in the algorithm. I don't know. My channel is not in the algorithm. My channel is not in the algorithm. I do not know why. Well, I know why, but I gotta start doing more shorts. Give me 1 second. Let me. Okay, I guess I'll do. I've been working on that heart chakra. I got it. I'm gonna just knock those out. When I do it, I'm probably just gonna do them back to back to back just to get it done. Because I've been procrastinating on that, sitting on that for a minute now. I should have been done with that. But I keep finding new things to do too, so I try to implement new things too, but I do want to finish that. I want to start talking more about spirituality because it's the not from an aspect of like, oh, I want y'all to become spiritual, but more the lessons that come with practicing it, you know, like even a different way, you know, I talk about the chakras and I can associate it to more of a psychological aspect, you know, because like each of those chakras represent a different aspect of you. You know, we talking about fear, we talking about envy, we're talking about different things that we have to overcome, basically. My bad, I had a brain melt. Fear, shame, regret. We talking about different things that we go through, but it's from a spiritual aspect. But we can talk about it in a tangible way. So a lot of spirituality associates to the physical. You know, they call it metaphysics. But I think it's beneficial, and it's just different. It's just different perception, a different way you can choose to look. And if it worked for you, now you got a new tool to use. If it don't work for you, then shit, you're aware of it. You ain't gotta, you know. I ain't one of the people who tell you, if you don't do it, you're going to suffer. I hate when people do that. When they use fear to try to force you to accept their beliefs. That's so annoying. You're going to burn in hell if you don't, what? Yeah, going to burn in hell. Ain't nobody burning in hell, bro. Ain't nobody burning in hell. Shit, this is hell, if anything. You're already experiencing it. Well, yeah. My bad. I was just checking something. Yeah, so yeah, I really have nothing else to say. Nobody got no questions or statements or anything. I know Commander said about 15 minutes, but I have ran out of things to say. That's why I say, like, if y'all don't talk to me, I get on here for probably about 15, 20 minutes, say what I got to say, and then I'll be off. I don't know. I'm not that, well, I can, I just don't want to. I think sometimes when you have a subject, for me, it's just for me, sometimes the more you say, the message start getting diluted. I believe in creating it as a concentrate. Say something meaningful and powerful and get the hell out of there. You know, you say too much, then you're giving people too much to think about. So when you have a message, I think it should be short and sweet. That's just me. That's just how I operate. That's how I function. So a lot of times, like when people don't, play Stoic 9 song. You know what? I should have. I edited probably about another minute. I think I got another minute onto that. Yeah, I'll play that, and then I'll play. Shout out to Stoic.
Said do it for the 9.
Keyword is consistency, right? Sometimes you just want to crash out.
follows.
I don't agree with your tactic. I don't agree with your tactic.
If you let me finish sentence without fucking interrupting, because you know you're fucking wrong.
Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out. Sometimes you just want to crash out.
And what's your real shit? If I came to prison, I punch your dog pull out that shot. What you think you is, boy? Take my kindness to weakness, you got me fucked up. Once you got me fucked up, you got me fucked up.
Oh my god. Why you do me like that, bro?
Bill.
Going live for something. Here you go, bro. In my bathrobe, doing the thing. Yeah, onion dance. What my name? Right now.
Who's signing his name for you? You know what, man? If then nobody really knew, everybody would have thought that was really Karen. Well, I don't even know if I say his name. I'd be trying not to call him Karen. So I said, what is it, Kieran? I ain't Australian, so I can't say that shit properly. I just call him K.
Whoa, what's going on, my guy? I'm glad you popped up in here. I told your ass I had a drop for your ass too. Don't
He will never learn.
You work for me now, Gabe.
I'm the puppet master. You listen to me.
Oh, little tank, ain't that a bitch?
Oh, little tank. Oh, little tank. Yeah, but so this weekend I'm gonna do that. Man, I got so much stuff to do on YouTube alone. I gotta finish that manipulation. I gotta do the chakra. Also gotta do the new one. I just made a new series. Weird, Wild, and Wicked. That's gonna be on Petty Vision though. But I'm starting it over here. So yeah, we got some stuff coming up. We definitely got some stuff coming up. You know, I'm just going through a couple things in life, just slowing me down a little bit. But that's okay, I'll be back. Like a rubber band, bounce back. Bouncing back like a rubber band. But yeah, holy shit. That was weird. I'm the puppet master. But yeah, it's I want to talk about, I don't know, Kieran had me interested yesterday, and I thought he was when he was saying he was going to talk about some touchy subjects, I thought he was going to go a little deeper than what he did. I was just going to have some fun. What up, though, man?
What up, Nine? Chat, where you at? Chat, where you at?
We know where Gary at, sleep. I'm gonna wake up about 8 o'clock, watch the replay.
You was awake just a minute ago.
Oh, Gary old. Let me stop talking. Gary ain't old.
He like
Gary
types in
only a
his
couple
sleep.
years. Yeah. He gonna be sleepwalking. He be sleep typing.
Listen, falling asleep while listening to like a YouTube live stream or even like a podcast, like anything, sometimes it's happened to me where I'll start dreaming like of something that I shouldn't be dreaming. Like I was dreaming, I think yesterday or the day before, that I was on live stream and then all of a sudden my camera turned on. And then I was like, well,
Oh.
fuck it. I'm on camera. What's up, y'all? I was like, at least I look good. But
You ever see people have camera slips?
yeah, and then they duck and then they or like it depends.
Man, that should be funny. That should be funny.
Yeah, or it's like the
It,
camera angle's like all messed up, like there's angles on the camera where you don't look good, like, oh, it's right in your nostrils.
I was looking at this. I've been going. I'm contemplating about going live on TikTok, so I've been kind of surveilling the area over there, and it's just they have like little videos, but there was this video and this lady was talking. She's like, "I'm a bad bitch. I'm this. I'm that. I'm that." Man, her camera slipped and she was actually putting her dentures in. She looked busted. I was like, "Oh man, that
Yeah,
shit was funny."
I've seen two different people where their dentures fall off as they're talking. Like it slips off. I mean,
Oh
hey,
man,
that's reality. That's life right there. So,
yeah,
But like you
it's
said,
still
when
funny
people
though.
are acting, they're acting hard.
Yeah, when they acted one way and then
When they're talking about other people's looks and then boom, like, oh
yeah,
shit,
these.
my hair. Hey, what's up with that hair? Your hair is all messed up. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? I had two things. Okay. There's no offense to anybody. There's no attacks or wanting people to feel bad. But two things. One is how people live their lives. Like, because I've thought about this, right? Because we're all different. Some people live their lives like wanting to save money and invest in like their house or their family, like things like materialistic things. And then there's people that can balance all of that, right? Versus like some people who just use their money to go like on vacations and trips and concerts or whatever it is, like buying expensive clothes or like things that maybe someone who's like frugal and conservative like me would
Right.
think, I'm not gonna buy no $10,000 purse or like but that's what people like, that's what that person might like, so it's like, oh well, good on you if that's how you want to spend your money, but I'm not doing it. But sometimes like I think of like, okay, maybe those people are living their life better because they're just doing whatever they want. They're not even looking at price tags or like they're putting vacations on credit cards. You know what I'm saying? Like they're running up their credit cards and they're like in Europe and they don't care. They're gonna either pay it down or like what's the thing called where they do not foreclosure, bankruptcy.
They
I'm
filed for
like, well,
bankruptcy.
I just filed bankruptcy.
You
They're enjoying themselves.
you'd be surprised how many rich people actually file for bankruptcy a lot, or liquidate a company, or live off debt. There's actually systems where teach you how to live off debt.
Yeah. So like, okay, so in like I could say like my culture, my people's culture, they're very like they don't like to do none of that. Like they pay back money they owe. They don't
Hmm.
like to do any of that. But then I stop and think like other people do it. I don't want to say white people, but
Yeah.
like Americans do it. Like
Yeah.
born Americans do it and they're fine. They filed bankruptcy, and then they were able to get loans even after that and whatever.
So
So
it's
I mean,
all I'm telling you, it's
not
a
that I'm
whole
wanting to
system.
do that. Like, I'm responsible. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, we should take risks, because the worst thing that can
Oh
happen is
yeah.
what? You have to file bankruptcy, and then, like, 6 months later, you're good again for a credit card. Like,
Mhm. That shit kind of clear your slate. You get the first slate. But I was when you said that I was a state because when I went to go see my cousin at the hospital, I was sitting there talking to his mom, and she was like, "He got a row of shoes at my house, like from the floor up. Like he the boy was fly, like he dressed fly, always had like new fresh stuff." But she was like, and then at his house, he got like, "What I'm gonna do with all this stuff?" And like when you said that, it just kind of reminded me of what she was saying. Like, they always say you can't take, the material stuff with you, but you think about sometimes that can be a burden on the people left behind. To now people fighting, people want this, people want that, and I don't think he had a will. But she like, what am I supposed to do with all this stuff? And I'm like, I don't know, auntie.
yeah, because I mean, I guess the best thing to do is wait. Don't make any decisions
Hmm.
right now. But
Hmm.
but yeah. So when I think of how people spend their money, I think of like, because like when I get old, I want to not, because I've seen people where they don't have enough, they're barely scraping by, or they're older, they can't work the same anymore. And there was this one old lady who told me, like, take advantage of your youth and work and make money, because there's going to be a time in your life where you're not going to be able to make money. And she passed away probably like, I don't know, a year or two later. And it always stayed with me that she's like, don't feel guilty about like making money and working, because it's going to be a time where, there's a season for everything. But also there should be a balance where you're not like sacrificing family and things like that.
And Tech Soul, what up, though? Rach, what up, though? I was just in your bushes before I started the show. I was about to text, but I'm like, I didn't want to be no distraction because I was about to go live. And that's the crazy thing about life, right? Because you have people older telling you, like, like she just throws great advice, in my opinion, too. You know, get it in while you can, so that way when you can't, you can relax. I believe putting the work in early. You know how like we live in a microwave society and people want instant things, but you end up paying for it later. So I'd rather put the work in now and pay for it and enjoy the fruits of my labor later than have fun now and then be paying for it later. So that's great advice. But then you have people who will say, hey, live your life. Do what you want to do because tomorrow ain't promised today. And that's what life has to offer, both sides. You
What if
may
there's
get
not a
old or you may
later?
not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you may get old or you may not. So if you worked your whole life and you've been planning to get old and you don't even get that opportunity, you end up, dying young, then it's like you look at that situation like, damn, they've been working their whole life, never really had the opportunity to enjoy it. Now they can enjoy it. So that's the beautiful thing about life. It gives you a lot of different ways to look at it.
Unknowns.
Yeah.
There's unknowns. It's like,
Hmm.
if you only knew which one you were, then you can like
Hmm.
do accordingly. Like, if I only knew I had this much time to live, then I probably wouldn't be saving up for no retirement or anything like that. I wouldn't
Probably
be
be on
thinking
crash
about,
out mode. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna do all this
hell yeah,
before. Mhm.
blowing up them credit cards. No, there was a lady who she got cancer, and so she had a husband and kids, and she got cancer, so she decided to run up all the credit cards, like, hey kids, whatever you want. Like, she just went on a whole shopping spree, and it was just like living it up. Well, her cancer got cured. So then now she had all the debt.
Like, damn.
It's like, like she made it. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe she thought she wasn't gonna make it. She had like some sort of breast cancer, but she made it, and so then now they had to deal with that. She had all that debt. But of course, like we said, well, could always file bankruptcy. You have medical bills and things like that. Obviously, when you have cancer, there's stuff that insurance doesn't cover. Sometimes you need to borrow money to even just pay for medications, or do have like people have GoFundMe's and things like that. But yeah, she laughs about it now. Like she laughs about it, but you never know.
No, you know what's crazy? Like, it's the conspiracy theory where people feel like they got the cure for cancer, right? And I'm not saying they don't, but because it's not, I guess you want to say, commonly known that there's a definite cure for cancer, and like people are getting the treatment. That's why I call it a conspiracy theory. But you know how fucked up it'll be if that is true, like that they can cure this shit and people just suffer from it day in and day out. Like even AIDS, right? You think
It's
about
like
that.
population control.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But that's how wicked people are in this world, right? Because they think like this, like, oh, we just gonna let this take out groups of people to control the population.
And they make money while doing it too, because it's so expensive
hmm
to treat.
hmm
But they've said that treatment has gotten like better. So I don't know. But I mean, I guess, what does that mean though? If the survival rate has gotten better based on better treatment, then why would they make it better if they had the cure? If it was all about just, I don't know. But it does cost a lot of money. Why does it cost so much money?
Yeah, look at insulin. BDB, what up, man? How you living? How you feeling? What up, man? Like, think
What
about
up, 9BDB?
diabetes.
I miss Mentexo. Sorry, and writers. What up, though? Mentexo said he called me bro. That's okay. I'm down for the bro. I do not mind it at all. He said he called me bro on his live stream.
He used to me saying bro, so chill, man. Don't take no offense to
But what were you gonna say?
it. It's just to think of like the world is structured like that. It's kind of like it's hard. Like they let people suffer for money. That just shows like human life is not really valued. I don't think people. I think materialism, like shit, just money is more valuable than human life.
Yeah, well, even all the stuff that they allow manufacturers, like food manufacturing, like all the bad stuff they allow that other countries don't. It's like, okay, if you really care about our health, like when they use certain things, like, oh, the government, it cares, so you have to get this shot, and you have to do this, and you have to do, because human life. But really, no, because there's like so much other things that you would think that they wouldn't allow if they really cared about the health of their country. What up, writers?
What up, Brad?
But y'all do know we're worth more dead than alive, right?
We're worth more
dead than alive. When we're not here on this world no more, our body is worth more than what it is when we're alive.
Oh, okay. To us? Yeah.
No, not to us.
Well, to who?
We're worth more dead than alive. Peep that shit.
Okay, explain.
When we're alive, we're struggling, right? But when we're dead, we get all this money. Our kids get money, you know, especially if we're under life insurance and shit like that. We're worth more dead than alive. Look at Michael Jackson. Look at the celebrities. When they die, who benefits? Their families from their dead corpse.
Oh, okay.
The companies, the corporates. When we die, what do they get from us? Our organs.
I still need to go change that. And I don't know, because Word said there's a registry, and even if I change it, my ass is probably still on that registry no matter what.
No, once you change it, you can't be on that registry. They're supposed to take you out. There's been lawsuits on that, and y'all can research that shit.
Man, that once that register, I'm gonna tell you, like, dude, that's just data. You might be off the registry, but you plot your information.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, we could, you know, I'm just gonna say the name, but I'm not gonna talk about it. Look at Kanika Jenkins and other cases like that. Man, I've been spoke on that. I know what we're trying to say. I hope. I don't know. I think I'm hoping on what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't be saying too much, but yeah. Once your shit, that's like, man, once your fingerprints in the system, them bitches in the system, bro. I got all my shit expunged and pulled out, and my shit still popped in the system when I applied for a job. I'm like, hold on, in the federal data, well, what I applied for, the license that I received, you know, I had to go through they had to do a federal check. So even though it wasn't in a city or state, it was definitely on a federal, but that's never mind.
But people are making money off of us on that too. But I'm sorry, I'll be going down the rabbit holes. So especially when I have life experiences and shit and stuff like that, I go down the rabbit holes.
Yeah, you I was about to talk about the New York Stock Exchange. That shit fucked me up. This dude, man, this I'm telling you, man, this life ain't what people think it is, bro. The more if you really find out about it, man, that shit will probably scare the shit out of you. But it's like when you said, like, you know, we all have a different value. So some people, like I say, like this, you are valuable alive and dead, but once your value start running out when you're alive, you're more valuable. I agree with that. But you definitely have a value when you're alive. You definitely do.
Especially if you're building companies and stuff like that, people don't get it. That goes with you. You're worth something. I didn't even know that shit. Like, I had my little business and stuff like that, and people was like, you know, you worth? I'm like, I'm worth what? And they broke that drawing down to me, and I started searching myself up. I was like, oh shit, I have a net worth. I was like, damn.
There's a way you can manipulate. I ain't gonna say manipulate, but
no,
man, if y'all don't know about trust, man, I'm telling y'all, learn about trust. I don't know, maybe we'll have a class. I'd rather do that in the Discord. You know, have a class about trust. Not like trusting people, but the actual trust.
Yeah. But it's crazy though, like
Discord. I mean, because with that, I'm telling you, that shit is life changing. You can change generations with trust.
You have a registered business Word?
Yep.
Search yourself up. Look up your net worth.
We all have a net worth. Everybody does.
No, when you have a business, your net worth goes up. That's why I keep saying, look up your net worth if you got little small businesses and shit. All that shit goes up. Your value goes up. And that's why I say, never mind. And it's crazy, right? You're not really.
My business is trust, though.
Your net worth is not what you really got in your pocket. Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm worth this much, but my pockets is broke every month. Shit.
They probably also count that property you have too, probably.
I don't have a property under my name unless they're going to bring my mama back from the grave and add that shit to me.
Well,
then I have. The only property I own, listen, the only property I own is her, you know, her little plot. That's the only property I own. It's my mama's plot.
But if your mom's not here, and the property's in her name.
The house
Then what
is,
happened?
but
Yeah,
the
if the
plot
house is in her
isn't.
name,
They can't do shit as
then
long as I keep up with the mortgage and the taxes. Can't nobody take this from me. That's why I'm working on the papers.
then you have to work on the papers and then like have
Because
your
it's 5 of
siblings.
us. Yes, because it's,
Yeah.
well, it's not 5 of us no more, but I keep saying that. It's 4 of us now.
But even the fifth person, if the fifth person's gone, then if they have children, they also
They
can
don't have no
claim it.
children. They can't keep kids. This is between
No
me and my
spouse,
siblings.
no nothing.
Nope.
Oh,
The
okay.
only one with kids is me. I'm the only one that sat here and tried it. I gotta laugh at that though. Like, damn. Right? Like,
Nobody
I'm the
else
only
has
one.
kids.
Nah, if you want to count my cousins and stuff, nope, not my siblings.
Like, did you ever think of like how many kids you wanted to have, or if you
I ain't
didn't
want
want to
none.
have kids, you didn't want none? Okay. How about once you had the first one, you still wanted no more?
No, I didn't want no more. But for some reason, God kept punishing me. He's like, here's another
Kids are a
one.
blessing.
Then another one. They are a blessing.
Nah. See, there we go. Don't be blaming that on God. That was all you. You were
I was
walking
making the
around
joke. Let me
blessing.
make the joke.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, here's another one. Then another one. No, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie though. My kids, each one taught me something. Each one teaches me something to this day. So I don't regret it. I wasn't ready. But I did what I did, so I gotta deal with the consequences at the end of the day.
I ran into a lady at the grocery store, you know, like, I don't know, I talk to people, okay?
She said,
like, people talk to me, I talk to people. I'm one of those people. But she was telling me that she has a 20-year-old daughter. She only has one daughter, and she's in like a wheelchair. I don't know if she has what is it that they have? Cerebral palsy or something she has
Oh,
that she's gonna have to care for her child like the rest of her child's life.
that's crazy.
And that's the only child she had.
Situations be like that. Unfortunately.
There's a lady on YouTube. I've been following her since I don't know how. I think Miss Queen Sunkist. I met her through Miss Queen Sunkist. But she take care of her son. I think she like in the Philippines.
Are you okay?
Annabella or something like that. I forget her name. But she live every day. And just watching her taking care, and he grown. He grown now. And I watch her every day, and I'm looking like, she never complained. She never, she just, be a mom. She do what she had to do. And I admire her so much. I think that's why, I go make sure I hit the like every time I see her. Sometimes I donate, send her a super chat or a cash chat. Well, shit is not cash. I think it's like Venmo. I think I sent it one time, but yeah, it's. I couldn't imagine.
There's this guy on social media, and he live streams, he panels up, and he's in a bed. He can't move. He can only move his head. So his mom props up like the phone and everything, and like does stuff for him, but he really can't move. But hey, he's got a girlfriend. He's all in the drama. Yeah.
He's in the drama.
He's in the drama.
Oh,
yeah. He's got a little social media girlfriend.
I guess that's what I would be talking about. Like shit, just because they're handicapped, they want to be in the shit too.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
He's.
Well,
that's how
don't
he
get
gets
Ozzy his channel. Because Ozzy will go over there talking about it. So don't give Ozzy his channel.
Word. Me and you gonna fight. Cause you need to stop using this Timu mic, man. You be sounding so muffled.
Listen, I be having a multitask, right? Look, my wife was happy as hell when she woke up this morning. So when my wife happy, I get happy. So yeah, I just like keeping her happy because I stay happy when she happy.
You just gotta get used to it. We
Yeah,
just
I ain't
gotta
gonna
get
say
used to
nothing
the
profound.
team.
I ain't saying nothing anyway. I'm just talking shit right now. So nothing I'm saying has any substance to it, I guess.
Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about, which kind of goes along the lines, I don't know, of what the first subject, because there's a couple of times that, well, you've said it plenty of times, but there's a couple of times that I thought, ooh, what Word just said, I wonder how, like, somebody might feel when you say, man, I got a wife, I got my children, I have my house, like, I'm good, I'm this. And then I think, what about the people that don't have that? I wonder if it makes them feel some sort of way, or like, not everybody may want that kind of life. So maybe, you know, like we were saying, some people will save and be conservative and want to do this with their money, and other people, they don't want that life. They want to splurge. And but is it wrong? Is it wrong, or how do people feel like when they maybe don't have a wife or children? Do they feel like they're less than because they don't have that?
I don't
Because
think they
maybe that's
should. I don't, because I think like if someone hears me say that, I think they should be look a little deeper into the context I'm saying it in, because every time I say that stuff, that's just what I desired when I was younger, because I didn't have, you know, I used to watch TV like, oh, you know, my grandmother raised me up until I was 9. So like watching TV, I see kids with their parents. I didn't have that, you know. And then when I moved to Michigan, all my family in Pennsylvania, I'm with my mom and my stepdad, and I'm seeing other people with their biological. I didn't have that. So my desire, what I looked at, you know how people aspire to be an actor, some people aspire to be a doctor, whatever you aspire for, you know, that's my message. I got what I aspire for. The white picket fence. I got a white picket fence, man. Who the fuck ever thought I'd have a white picket fence? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the
so.
family, you know.
What if you did aspire that, but you weren't getting it, or you didn't have it, but that's what you want, but you're not getting it, and it's been hard
And
for you? Like, you know how we say, like, okay, we know who we are, right? Be comfortable in
mhm.
knowing who you are. Because I feel like if you're happy and comfortable knowing who you are, even if you don't have those things that you know you aspire for, like, I wouldn't want. If it was me, I wouldn't want to like live in the place of like feeling bad about it.
I don't think people should feel bad, because even my message is this is like, hey, if I got it, you can get it too. Right now might not be your time. It might. I had to build myself up to it, right? Because the person I was, I can never have what I got now. I couldn't have it. I was running around the street, you know. I can imagine being out with my family and seeing the op and somebody shoot. We see that shit on TV. Shit like that happen. You know what I'm saying? People out with their family. You forget what you do in the street and you bring that shit home. I couldn't have what I got now. So I had to change. I had to
You had
evolve.
to make
I had to
you had to
improve.
make improvements, huh?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So that's my total message. Even when I'm saying I got what I got, I had to bust my ass for it. I had to work. I had to evolve myself. I had to change the way I think. And when I changed the way I think, I changed the stuff that I was doing, and I was able to obtain. So a lot of times when people are not achieving the things in life, it's because they're not prepared. They're not prepared themselves for it. You know, we people just want things and think they deserve it because they're breathing. No, you got to build yourself up to the things you want. If you want to be a doctor, you got to go to school. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what life is. Life is just an opportunity for us to build ourselves up. If we see something we want, okay, what do we need to do to get to that? That's what people don't. I don't know how that don't register, but
If it means
that's,
that much to you, right? Because I feel like people can be
yeah,
happy and content even not getting everything we want. Like, we don't get everything we want sometimes.
And I
But
even challenge them on this. Is that what you really desire, or is that some shit you saying that look good and you think you want it? But is that really what you want? You know, it's something like my sister-in-law. Like she loved my her nieces and nephews, but she ain't trying to have no kids. She traveling the world doing, you know what I'm saying, doing her thing. She got salsa night. She, you know, that's what she doing. Like my cousin, who just passed away, he didn't have no kids. He traveled the world. He did some shit. I mean, chilling with celebrities and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what he wanted.
if he
You
was married
know,
with kids, he might not have been able to
he
experience
wouldn't
those
have been
things.
happy.
Maybe.
He wouldn't have been happy. Honestly, he wouldn't have been happy. He tried it and he was never happy living that life. He was happy. He was at his happiness, at his highest level of happiness when he was just living, was doing his thing.
So you think
So all
sometimes we
that.
want things that we think are gonna make us happy, but in reality,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know that
The
it's not.
people, you see other people rich living this lavish life, right? You're like, damn, that look like it's fun. I want that. But then you get that, you realize like, shit, this shit come with a lot of shit I didn't take into consideration, like bills. Like you say, I got this lavish life, but I got to keep making money to keep it. I got people who feel I owe them something. I got people asking me for money all the time. You know, I got people trying to scam me out my money. You get a whole different set of problems
Yup.
that you ain't even take in consideration when you
More
just
money,
on
more
the
problems.
outside looking in. Right. You just on the outside of looking in on the situation, don't know what it come with. That's why I say you have to define. And then you'll be willing to go through whatever circumstances or situations you gotta go through to obtain what you got. I had to sacrifice like when I met my wife, I had went through a divorce and my cousin, the one who just passed, he was like, "Come on, man, we about to go." Man, 3 years. I'm talking about 3 years. We was doing crazy shit. Like it was like stand up for 2 or 3 days just party. One minute we in one state, next minute we somewhere else. Like a lot of that shit is a blur. I don't even like, bro. I be looking at pictures like, man, we did all this shit. Like, I remember it was like some what's that damn movie called? The with Mike Tyson in it. When they got fucked up at the bachelor party and woke up and didn't know what happened.
Or like that Vegas movie or something.
Yeah, what's the name of that movie? I can't even
I
remember the
don't
name
know.
of it. But you
I
know
think
what
I
I'm
know.
talking about.
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah.
But
Hey,
shit, I was
there's people
looking.
that really live that life.
Yeah, like shit, he did. Like man, I wake up like I mean, it was a couple times. Like we was in Arizona. I woke up, we was in Vegas. I'm like, when the fuck did we get to Vegas? What the fuck that? Like, I don't remember. I just remember partying. And then the next day we wake up in a hotel in a whole nother state. Like, what the fuck just happened? The Hangover. That was the name of it. The
Oh yeah,
Hangover.
yeah, yeah. That one. Yep.
You wake up like, man, I remember one day I woke up and it's chicks all, I'm like, man, who was these females? He was like, man, we had fun. I'm like, man, what the fuck going on? Like, I ain't fucking with you no more. Like, I don't know what the fuck going on. But I
Yeah.
mean,
You
we
probably can't
had
have a
fun,
family
man.
and do that.
Yeah, you can't have no family doing no shit like that. But that's
And if
what, I mean, that got me out
yeah,
my, you know.
you got that out.
Hmm.
That was the season. See, that's why I feel like no matter where you at, like you should try to enjoy the season you're in.
Hmm. Yeah, in life gonna be different for everybody. What success is for me is not gonna be what success is for you. You know what I'm saying? Like even in marriage, right? A successful marriage, people think kids need to be involved. They really don't. People think uh you gotta have this big house, you gotta have no, that's not as long as you're happy with the person and y'all getting along, that can be your success. You know what I'm saying? Being in a relationship that's not abusive, that might be successful for people because they grew up in an abusive household. You know what I'm saying? So success will look different for everyone. You know,
Well,
I just
sometimes.
give. Oh,
Sorry,
my
go
bad.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, No, I was just saying. I just give my testimony of
Yeah.
you know. That's all it is.
Well, some people want what they can't have. Like you see the people that can't have kids and they like want kids so bad, and then you have the ones that can have kids and don't want kids,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, damn, that's fucked up. To see people
Yeah,
that can and they're not taking advantage of it, and like you want it so bad and you can't, and that must
and you
really
can't
suck.
have it. Yeah,
Yeah. But
I know a girl who
mhm.
can't have kids, and that's all she wants. But she ended up getting married, getting a surrogate, and she got her kids that way. But she wanted to do it the natural way,
Yeah.
but she couldn't. She almost passed it. She had like 3 miscarriages, and the last 2 almost took her out. And she met this guy who, he was real cool, but I didn't even know like her first husband. Like when she had her first 2 miscarriages, he was like blaming her and shit. I didn't even know she was going through that. That shit, man.
And then some people, like when they finally let go is when they'll have a baby, when they finally like stop
Mm-hmm.
trying.
And be all shocked. Oh shit! I didn't think I could have it. Them be some of the most feel good stories though. Like when yeah, I like some stories like that.
I'm gonna tell you a feel good story that oh no, sometimes I want to cry. There's this lady that she'd been married 12 years. Okay, this lady did not like me. She disliked me. And she was really mad at me because I was like, there was somebody that was having a baby, and I think she was like upset because that person, like, you can't blame her. Like, sometimes you can't help to feel some sort of way, even though she might not. It's nothing against the person, but she feels some sort of way because she can't have kids. But anyways, she didn't like me, and I asked if I could pray for her, pray over her body, and pray for her, and she allowed me to. And guess what? She got pregnant.
Kid.
She had her
Oh
baby during
man.
COVID. She had her baby during COVID. But I really feel like because she didn't like me, but she allowed me, and I'm assuming she probably had faith. I don't know. That was a miracle that happened. I'm not taking credit. All I'm saying is maybe her faith, maybe the fact that she didn't like me, but she allowed me to do that. Like she had to humble herself, I
Energy,
guess.
man. Yeah, that she allowed it. Sometimes I feel like we force things and we think it's supposed to happen the way we want it to happen. And we hold on to that the wrong way so much. When we finally let it go, we allow it to come into our life. That's what I learned in life. Is sometimes I'll be looking at something and it's like, I think it's supposed to be like this. And until I accept things for what they are, it'll never come in my life because I'm looking at it one way when it's been here the whole time. I just didn't see it. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. She got pregnant right after that and had her baby during COVID, and she's got her little girl. And that just like it warms my heart. It's like one of those things that I'm like, damn, it's amazing.
Oh, you're such a big girl. My dog,
Like
I
she
sit on the
like
floor. I sit on the floor. She just jumped on me. He too big. Yeah, sometimes
too
we
big and
gotta just
hairy.
let. I know, man. I gotta take her to the room. She ain't gonna let me cut her hair. She got her winter coat still.
So
You gotta get
Fernando,
it.
Yeah.
you're Layla the angel.
The who?
I said you're Layla the angel.
I don't know. What is that? A Lay Love Angel?
You don't know who Layla is?
No.
She's
Layla's an angel?
the angel of fertilization. Layla. She's a night angel.
I don't know. That's never happened
Conception
to
and
me.
conception and pregnant. Well, you're not the one getting pregnant. She did.
Well, maybe I need to lay hands on some people for pregnancy purpose. Who wants to have a baby?
Yo, she said, "Who's that?" Oh,
I'm
damn.
popping babies, baby. Can you imagine if Commander just, yeah, I'm popping babies and people. Who want a baby? Come here.
I'm gonna start charging y'all. I'm just kidding.
All right, look. It says which angel is in charge of conception? Layla. I just looked it up. My bad. I only know a little bit about her. I gotta do some more research. Layla is an angel of the night in charge of conception and pregnancy. Layla serves as a guardian angel throughout a person's life, and at death leads the soul into the afterlife. Oh, then you got Archangel Gabriel. Okay, so those
I've heard
two
of
are.
that. I've heard of Gabriel.
Well, I was reading into Layla because I was, doing that Lilith deep dive shit. So a lot of female angels popped up.
Yeah, but then you got then you got people coming to me to request like prayer requests. Like there was this one lady that I don't know, it's like a feeling in my body. It's like my body starts shaking and I start like God's telling me to pray for that person. And so the one person, this particular person, this girl, I prayed for her, and everybody that was there, like these are strangers, y'all. These are strangers. And we were like at a clinic. It was not even like a real clinic. It was like I don't even know what kind of doctor, if he's like a curandero or like an energy doctor, because I had a weird experience when I went in that room with that man. But anyways, before I went in the room with that man, I prayed with this lady, a girl. It was a girl. And after, when I came out of the room, the clinic room, I had all the people, they had wrote down their like prayer requests and everything, and they're like handing it to me, wanting me to pray for them. I was like, oh Lord.
See, you divine and won't accept it.
Well, this man, he did like I don't know if he was trying to pass on his energy. Like he told me about my energy, and then he hugged me, like facing each other, like hugging, and he hugged me really tight. And he had like this frame on the wall that had like different colors, like light with like different colors. And he has herbs, like herbal stuff, like teas and things like that, that he prescribes to people. Like he's like a kind of like a holistic doctor. I don't know what kind of doctor he is, but it was a Mexican man. So I don't know if he's like a witch doctor or what. But it was weird because I'm like, this grown ass man is like hugging me tight. I really didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel no like weird energy, or like it felt weird because it's weird, but I didn't feel something.
Commander is
Yeah,
really
he probably took some energy off of you.
He probably sucked my energy, boy. Man.
If you ain't feeling like you been filled, you been piping.
He said something like I have a sensitive. He said something like I have a sensitive energy or something like that.
You're definitely an empath. I felt that from just even like conversations. I could definitely feel it with everything. I feel like you it's not, what do they call it?
She has gravitating energy. Something about her draws people's attention.
Yeah, you definitely an empath.
But she got that, yo, because I would have punched the ball as soon as he kept hugging me. Like, whoa, hold up, wait a minute. I'm keeping my energy. I ain't tell you can have this.
I was just like waiting for something to like poke me. I was like, oh,
wait,
Lord.
what?
Yeah,
Hold
because
on.
it's strange. Like we're facing each other. Like literally our bodies are like against each other. And he's like bear hugging me.
Wait a minute. Why would you expect something to poke you?
Because he's a man. I don't know. Because it's weird.
That's why I just said I would have punched the crap out of him. Like, he'll be here stealing your positive energy. Like, give me my shit back. What's wrong with you?
All I felt was weird. He was feeling good. I was feeling him. He was getting healed.
Commander, he was like, let me get in your magnetic field. Man, it'd be so funny, like, I don't know, man. I'd be listening to some people online. I'd be like, man, they pimping the shit out of the spirituality shit. Just like people pimp religion, man. People be pimping that spirituality, bro. I'd be like, man, these people probably getting laid off of this shit.
I never went back there again. Like, that was my friend's idea, and I was like, girl, where were you at? You weren't in the room with me. You left me alone.
They set you up. They set you up, yo.
Yo, Riaz. Hold on, I'm about to let you
What up,
up, bro.
Riaz?
Hey, what up?
Hey.
I hate when people say that. That's what I am. Blessings, Riaz. Blessings.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice he was up here. I was in there reading the chat and shit. Riaz.
Wait, has anybody had that type of experience?
What? Somebody poking them?
All the time. Not getting poked, but
I didn't get poked. I was waiting for it. I was like, shit, if I feel something, I'm like letting go and like running.
Would you believe?
Yeah, I'm almost ready though. Hold on one sec, sorry. I was talking to someone else. My bad though. I didn't realize not me. My bad.
You good?
yeah, we good.
Yeah.
But no, that's why I be telling you, like, when them old ladies be coming up hugging me, that's how I be feeling. I be feeling like they. I mean, but I got enough
So y'all feel
positive energy
violated.
to go around.
Y'all feel violated is the word, right?
You know what? I feel like this when I was younger. I did because for some reason, like women, this is how women always hug me. They hug me tight, but then it's like as they releasing, for some reason they used to always put their hand on my chest. And I'm like, why are you touching my chest?
The old ladies.
But when I was younger, I had nice pecs. I got a bad vibe now, so but I had nice pecs.
Y'all got this. I don't like being touched. Or me to be the type of person that draws my energy, draws, children and older people. I don't like being touched. I can't be hugged. I don't like it. Only my kids can hug me and my baby pups.
Okay.
Everybody else, don't touch me. And I'll say it to them face, don't touch me. And then when I know the person, it's a half a hug. They get the tap while they're trying to hug me. You can't, no body communication.
Man,
Wait, I was just about to say that I don't mind being touched. I don't mind someone hugging me or touching me, but don't touch me in certain areas or never touch me on my spine though. Trust me, I literally start reacting though. I don't like being touched in the spine though. By anyone else, unless I let you touch it, that's different though. But I don't want anyone just, doing that to me.
Wait, who's touching your
I got
spine?
to clip that.
Nobody. I just said nobody. I'm just saying that though. It's just something I'm just saying what I don't like though sometimes. It depends though in certain areas though. I don't want to be touched in certain areas though.
Like when someone hugs you, right, and they put their arm around your back, right, and they touch your back. That's your spine.
Yeah, probably though, but also depends which part of it though. I don't mind it though, but depends where. Like if they hug me though, that's fine. I'm cool though.
Look at girls get guys that try to hug and they put their hand like on that lower butt, like that lower right there.
I would have knocked somebody's fucking snap box out their face for real. You got me. I've done it too. I did it in high school one time. And got away with that.
Not lower butt, it would be like your upper butt, right? Like right in that, like, your butt crack area, right?
Yeah,
right before it.
I was the little girl that was touching back.
You know it would be awkward. Like I don't like when women hug me and it's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like they put their breasts like the way the breasts don't be like flat against you. It's like they kind of lift them up and put them on. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
No, it's like for some reason it's like that's how women. I be like, hold on, man. Why do I feel? It feels like their breasts are sitting on top of my chest.
The woman
you know what I'm saying? Instead of being flat, it's like they lift their chest up and pop it down on my chest, and they breasts be sitting on my chest. I don't like.
They don't
that.
want to smash
That
their
shit feel-
boobs.
I think more than hugging little women.
No, man, I'm telling you that. Like, I'm gonna be quiet, but that should be
I'm just
weird. I'd be
Wait,
like,
they would have to be tall women though.
I know.
no, man. See, sometimes it don't be on my chest. It'd be like on my stomach area, but you can feel like it's a difference. Like when somebody hug you and you just kind of smash together. It's not like that. It's like they breasts be lifting up. Like I can
Maybe they
feel
got
under their
perky fake
breast.
ones. They got a little perky
No,
fake ones.
man. I'm like, I don't know,
Be careful where they out here trying to get you, especially them grandmoms. I be warning my baby pops.
man.
He's like, you. I'm like, no, baby pops, yo, you be having these grandmoms out here drooling. I be calling him the grandma penny dropper. Like they don't tell you, but I'm a woman. I know. That's why they hug you like that. And they want to rub your back and everything. Like, oh, you so strong. They want to be touching your arms and shit. I'm like, yo, if I didn't know any better, I would punch you over here.
Mm,
I'm like, yo, you can look but you can't touch. But these old heads, boy, I know what he's talking. I'm like, yo, you only talking to old heads, huh? Where you over here hugging old heads and shit. They're the only ones I've seen do that.
Hey, Rhea says he's an empath.
I know, that's what they call me. I hate when they call me that shit.
Because I don't think you're supposed to be an empath if you Muslim.
Wait, what?
I don't
What
think
you
you're supposed to
say?
be an empath. You can't indulge in that if you Muslim.
Wait, as a Muslim, I can't be that.
Well, you can't practice it.
No, I didn't say that though. I didn't say I'm practicing it like that. I just keep it as Muslim. I just use the term though. Like basically for my personality wise, or how I describe myself though. I describe myself. I just say that to describe myself though, based off my personality. I don't really practice that type of stuff.
Well, you have to practice to be an empath?
What is an empath? Like people say it's like
I don't know.
you feel other people's
It's,
energy or what?
it's way different. I mean, anybody can feel people's energy, right? But you're more in tune with the energy. It's not the fact that you feel it. 'Cause you can feel when somebody mad, you can feel when somebody happy, but no, your tune is like you take on that energy. Like the energy becomes yours.
Okay. Wait, but I'm not just a
It-
Sunni. Wait, but what? With me, I also have Sufi roots, though. So basically, though, I'm not just a Sunni. I'm also a Sufi as well, though. It's just basically, I practice more of the traditional Sunni than the Sufi, though. It is basically the one that where my family is, though. That they're like Sunnis, though, but they're more like on a Sufi type thing. So they go more on the deeper level, though. They go on a deeper level type of thing, though. So I'm kind of both. I'm both basically.
What's the opposite of an empath? Because I hear a lot of people saying that they're empaths. What's the opposite of one?
It's really not an opposite of an empath. It's like either you're an empath or you're not. And there's different forms of empath. It's more of is more of what you're in tune with. Cause like you can be, they have like what do they call it? Like a Hyoka. Like people always associate me to an Hyoka empath, which I don't think.
Is that with an
But
H? Hyoka?
yeah, yeah. But
So
then
what's
you have
the
like empaths who are sensitive to people's emotion. And then you have empaths that like when they say empath, like generally when people say that empath is associated to people's emotions, but then you have empaths who are like empathetic towards animals. You know what I'm saying? Like who are really in tune with animals. You know, like the dog whisperers and stuff. Those are like, what do they call them?
dog whispers?
Yeah, but no, it's a form of empath. And then there's people who are in tune with nature, like people who like with the trees, with the wind, with the water. You know,
A nature empath? Maybe.
yeah.
So what do you call the one that's in tune with everything? They can feel
That's
people's
more.
energy. The one that's in tune with the animals and in tune with nature.
See, like a
Okay.
Hyoka, like
Okay. Okay.
the reason people associate me to like Hyoka empaths is because like a Hyoka empath are able to uh manipulate other people's energy too.
Hmm.
Okay, wait, I found this though. It says here in Islam that society is seen as collection of individuals who are responsible each each other's well-being. Therefore, showing empathy towards others is not just a personal virtue but a social obligation. So for me, the way I probably see it as more of a social obligation, not really something to like practice the way you see it though. So I call myself an empath. This is basically, just something else though.
You
So
gotta
can
watch
you
where you
shut it
getting
off?
definition. You
Hmm?
gotta watch where you getting definitions from though, yeah. Because that
Okay.
sound more like even that sound more of like
Like a choice?
More like a
that,
choice though.
no,
I
like
don't
that
know.
definition, like it don't even
Hmm.
have the essence of what an empath is. That's more of like a definition from like a psychology aspect of what an empath is. Is that what you just said, Riaz, is just being empathetic, like being able to
Oh,
be empathetic. You
yeah.
know, because you are empathetic
Socially.
does not mean, yeah, that don't mean you're an empath.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Can
that's
you
kind of
That's
turn
just
it?
interesting.
more like a psychological definition versus
Can
like
you
the
turn it
Okay.
off?
spiritual aspect of it. No,
Wait a minute. Empath. The word
unfortunately.
empath is part of science fiction. What the fuck?
It's not real. Is that
Okay.
what some people are saying?
And see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta, it's like it's perception. It's how people choose to look at it. So if you look at it from like a scientific term, nah, there ain't no such thing as empaths.
Oh, that's
Y'all
what.
just ain't real.
Lionheart wrote that article.
Right.
Okay.
Writers.
If you look at it, but if you look at it from a psychological term, they tell you more of the byproducts of being empathetic. But if you look into a metaphysical aspect, like a practitioner where people actually practice it, you'll get a whole different understanding of it. So
Mm.
like astrology technically ain't real. You know, numerology, technically they don't associate that to being real. So there's a
Mm.
lot of different religion. I mean, technically, it's theology, it's mythology,
Wow.
it's just
Yeah.
none of that shit real. It's from the perception of food. But if you talk to a practitioner of these things, then they tell you something different.
Okay. Well,
It,
I get it. Probably okay. I mean, I don't know to be honest though, man. All I just know that is I'm just a Muslim who has empathetic, type of thing though. That's just what I view myself as though. Like basically on
Mm.
a psychological type thing, and I'm also spiritually in tune with myself though. But that's just how it is. I got that type of thing though. Kind of being like that as well though, but I
He
just
has
probably view
empathy
it.
for people.
yeah, yeah, you
Word,
got empathy. You should be empathy for it.
Word's been
Empathetic.
diving down the rabbit hole doing his research. Word's on point with what he's saying. And what's crazy, this didn't even come out. This word didn't even exist until 1956 when the novel called The Empath by Scottish author J.T. McIntosh. He
And
was
JT
making a play.
McIntosh.
Yeah, he was making a play on the word telepath. So basically, right,
Class.
empath isn't an
But
official. My bad, I was trying.
oh no, like as far as like how it's associated now, no. But if you look in like comedic science, there's all if you look at a lot of these old spiritual systems, there always been people like empaths. What they call empaths. They just called it something different.
Basically, if we believe it is possible.
It's,
Anything
That's
is
all. Okay.
possible.
Basically,
and
because it's,
this is why I always challenge people too. This is why I get so frustrated with people, is because people rely too much on other people's information, like dead people, instead of observing things and practicing things themselves. Like Shout out to Ozzy. But I hate when he say, when he like, well, these people study religion, and who am I? Who are you? You. Like shit, study that shit. You can find shit that they probably missed out. These motherfuckers been dead for 2,000 years. You think? I don't know. I just practiced it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the more I practice it, the more I get a deeper understanding of it. Right? Like I know for a fact you are bound to this physical realm, right? So we bleed, we get sick, we all this stuff, but that does not. But practicing spirituality, I also felt the benefits of that. I'm not gonna sit here and say I healed myself through meditation or nothing like that. But what I can tell you is I got a fucking peace of mind. I was not stressed. I was able to change my perception and see the positive things in life, practicing spirituality. It's hard to accept suffering, right? But that's just a natural part of life. You go suffer. The longer you live, the more you go suffer. That's just natural. You ain't go escape that. So, but I found peace and solace through all of that. And it wasn't through nothing physical. It was definitely internal and it was definitely spiritual.
Did you do that before you found your wife? You were already doing that?
Yeah. I was already,
Because
I was working. Yeah.
I think if you're in that place, then those things that you desire that are good for you will come to you.
And see, this is the thing too. When you desire something, this is all throughout. Like I say, 90% of the things I tell y'all is through my own personal observation. I can associate it to different things because I have the experience and I can kind of correlate it. But what you just said, like you have to be in that place. When you desire something, you actually get what you want and what you don't want. The universe don't understand yes or no, or want or don't want.
That's why I said
When
if
you
it's good for you. Because if you desire something, you could be desiring something that's not good for you.
But this is the thing. You may desire something that you truly want, but if you don't believe it, that you can have it, you're not perceiving it. Like you're not looking at it. And you usually see the bad aspect of it. And that's what you tend to indulge in. But if you look at it in a positive way, then you see the positive thing. Like my wife was probably around, like after like we got to know each other. Me and her used to be at the same fucking club on the same day that I'd never seen her because I wasn't looking for her.
And the time wasn't right. Okay.
I probably walked past her like 7, 8 different times and never fucking noticed.
You still hadn't learned the things though at that time that you needed to.
And I wasn't perceiving it. Like what she had to offer me at that time, I wasn't looking for. I wanted it, but I wasn't looking for it. I was looking for the bad girl. I was looking for this. I was looking for that. It probably walked past her so many times until I got my perception right. I didn't see it. That's like if somebody say, I want to be rich, right? And their perception of being rich is something they see on TV. Now, they probably walked past the idea or the person who was going to give them the idea that they needed to become rich 7, 8 times. But because they not thinking of it or looking at it that way, they never noticed it. But as soon as they cleared up their perception, now they see the opportunity that was in front of them the whole time. You ain't never see like one of them love stories when people be around, they be friends and shit. And then after they experience some bad shit, they realize like, damn, this is the person I loved the whole time. And I didn't even notice it. It's shit like that. Like it'd be right there in your face, so you don't see it because you're not looking for it. The solution to your problems be right there. But because you think it's supposed to come in a white box with a red ribbon, you don't see it in a black box with a gold ribbon.
Preach.
Yo, these mofos, they tripping. So they got the word empath out of the word empathy. I should have peeped that. Wait a minute.
That's what an empath is.
We're saying, right?
I'm saying it's sensitive to energy. Y'all, you ain't see that video? I did a couple videos. I think I did 2 videos on empath. I think I did. I did a video going through the different empaths.
I put the 3 stages of empath in the chat for you.
You're empathetic to others' emotions. I don't know the physical one. She put down physical empath.
Yeah, that's what they are. The 3 stages: physical empath, emotional empath, and intuitive. I can never say that word.
Intuitive.
Intuitive. There you go.
Yeah.
Intuitive.
You got about 9 different types of empath. When you want to go into the metaphysics, bro, you got about 9 different types of empath.
It says it's really 3 tiers, though. I went deep into this shit. There's only 3 of them. But the thing comes out of empathy.
I ain't trying to be no empath.
No, I'm going deep down. I'm like,
I know. I ain't even trying to figure it out.
Now, like when you say deep dive, where's the sources coming from? Like if you go to Dr. Phil Valentine.
Remember, I told you I don't just go for the definition. I go for the terminology and the other fucking word. I have them all up here. Hold on 1 second. Yo, you gotta like really search. There's different definitions, different meanings to all this shit. That's why I don't just look for the definition of this shit. I go further down.
So,
who attracts empaths? I don't know.
Like if you like, so now when you look at empaths, you have the physical empaths, you have emotional, you have intuitive. Those are the 3 you just named. But you also have the telepathic empaths, you have the psychometric empaths, you have the
They're
dream
considered
empaths.
mental though. See, because they're considered on 1 tier hyper empathy disorder. That's what it's considered. This shit is crazy.
Oh, I think I'm a telepathic empath because people have told me.
Yeah, they become, and it's crazy because it says it disrupts their lives when those type of empaths that other people's feelings overwhelm them and disrupt their day. What the fuck?
Wait, I was gonna ask though, which one do you think I fit in?
I don't fit in none of these. So no.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I don't think everyone is an empath. Everyone is not an empath. And then even like so what would you put like earth empaths in? Like I understand what you're saying, but what I'm telling you, like the definition or the explanation that you're getting is not a metaphysical explanation. So you're getting more of a I don't even want to say scientific, but it's a philosophical understanding of what an empath is.
Okay, I was asking which one do you think I fit?
But right? All this came about a book. Before this, the word was empathy. So empath, the word didn't even exist until 1956.
That's when they coined it. So if you look up, if you go into kinetic science, what they called them was, and you know what is it? It's we kind of say it in English, but the kinetic word for it is kuna, which means energy filler. It's like an energy person who feels energy.
This is crazy.
Oh, like they take on the energy.
Yeah, they take on the energy.
So you had sages, even in the Native American, like even in like the Native American, what they call them is the Hyoka. That's where they get the Hyoka empath from. They called them Hyokas, but they were energy healers. They healed you with energy. They wasn't like doctors or nothing, but they were and then even in Greek mythology, what do they call the twins? Because all 3 of the twins, they were but it dealt with energy. It dealt with energy. But empath was coined in the 1950s. The name empath was coined, but they always had explanation. It's just they call it something different now. Like they call a doctor or a root doctor. They say, what do they? You just said it, Commander. What do they call the root doctor?
Telepathic?
No, you were saying like the It's on the tip of my tongue too. Fuck.
Holistic? Holistic?
Holistic. Right. So that's what. So the root doctor, the sage doctor, the witch doctor, they call them holistic doctors now. But they've been practicing this before they coined the term holistic. You see what I'm saying? That makes sense
I've
what I'm
been to
saying. They
two
coin.
holistic doctors.
I have actually felt others' energy before, though, actually. Probably when I was younger, and I still do in some way, but when I was younger, probably teenage stuff like that, I used to feel others' energy, or I used to feel energy around the room, or like I've actually felt the presence of the jinns and stuff. Like, not literally see them, no, but I felt them, no. They're everywhere, you know? It's
Let me give you a better explanation for empath. It's not just about feeling the energy, it's being able to translate the energy.
okay.
Understanding it is like you take. I mean, that's the easiest. Like I can like yesterday. Remember when we was talking when I asked Ozzy like, do you feel like Stoic is in a defensive position? And y'all like, what is you talking about? Like, not. I can explain why he was in a defensive position, but I felt it first, and then I was able to recognize it through.
I felt it too.
You know what I'm saying?
And
That's
then
what
I
I'm
felt
saying.
Ozzy was. I felt like Ozzy was projecting though too.
Wait, word, yo,
I'm telling you, Commander, fuck with me. I'm telling you, you a bad motherfucker. You know it. You know it. I'm
I was like,
watching
this isn't
you.
about Stoic. This is about Ozzy.
yo, word, you know that an empath is they're considered life path number 2? Their life path is number 2, my bad. I didn't know they had a life path. Sure.
Okay, I guess I remember that when we did mine at some point, it was probably Life Path 6 or something for me. I guess. I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, empaths usually start at life path number 2 because the number 1 life path is basically a narcissist, like my son. But one life paths are usually self-centered. So to be an empath, you have to be able to take on other people's energy. So they actually start off at 2. Like if you look at, man, what is the name of that?
How in the world did I get into life paths? This shit's going from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How do I get into this?
Yeah, they associate different forms of empaths with different life path numbers. But that's all potential too. But like even it's
Well, the meaning of an empath is one who experiences the emotions of others, a person who has empathy for others. That's a different definition right there. But the same shit, just a different way.
but that's what I'm saying. When you like this is I'm trying to see how to articulate. So like when you're looking up these different concepts, you go get different I don't want to say definition, different meaning. And you have to determine if it's from a philosophical, if it's from a psychological, or if it's from a practitioner. You know, and that's why I always say, what is the source? You know, when you look at the source, you have to look at who's writing to understand what perspective it's coming from. So like if you talk to like somebody who practices metaphysics about empath, they gonna tell you something totally different than someone who studied it from a psychological or even from a philosophical aspect. And a lot of like what you were saying, that's what I was saying, that's more of a philosophical, like when they associate empath with empathetic, that's a philosophical understanding.
I get it.
It's just the perception of the writer who writes
Hey,
it.
we lost Young Riaz.
We did?
Yeah, he
Oh,
dropped.
bad, I ain't even on that page.
So
Yeah,
I'm like worried where I get the animals that come to me, but like I don't know what they want. So I'm not. I have no idea what they want. I just know they're drawn to me.
And the more you indulge in that though, and the more you become aware, you'll start picking up little things. Like this is true story. Like after the next time my wife get on, I ask her, it was this little skunk. It kept coming over to the door, right? But one day I followed it, right? It kept coming over to because we stayed on the ground floor, so I had a sliding door, and it came over like this was all on the same day, but it came over and then left, and came over and left, and I'm like, what? It was a baby one, so I'm like, what the hell? So I put my shoes on and followed it. His mother had his head stuck in a McFlurry cup. It was coming to get me to help it. It literally kept coming to the door to get me to come help it. Out of all the fucking apartment buildings, it came to mind. Like that shit, I'm looking like, okay, yeah, let me go help it. Who the fuck will help a skunk? Everybody was like, it's gonna spray you. It didn't spray me. And then that skunk kept coming over to the house like, every day, chilling with me after that. I'll be outside blowing the skunk sitting there chilling by my. That was my. I was so that it. I was kind of sad. I was like, man, I wanted to bring it in the house, and my wife like, you ain't bringing no damn skunk in the house. Like, but it keep coming over, like, feeding it and everything.
I'm about to pull out an older dictionary. This is not popping up in the dictionary. I'm about to pull out an older version, and I got an actual book. I'm fucking serious. Y'all think I'm playing? I got a book.
He's like, I got a book, y'all.
I'm about to pull out the other one in the encyclopedia. Because wait a minute, how come it's different on the dictionaries?
But see now, even if you find in a dictionary,
I just found
or an encyclopedia, yeah. Now even if now if you found that in there, now you will be getting more of a academic understanding of what an empath is, which that's probably why you're not finding it.
Damn, I'm gonna have to go further than this one.
So but the psychology, the psychological aspect of empath has a very interesting concept to it, and it'll play more on emotions, like being empathetic, but it'll play on more of emotions. If you're looking for like how, like more of a defined understanding, you have to go to a metaphysical source to look for it.
I'm gonna start calling people lucky.
What is it? Metaphysics? Is it University of Metaphysics? I can't remember. It's a website. I was about to say, what the?
It's a drip king. Hey,
like, what the hell is that? I think it was flashing.
Oh, son.
No, that's actually the sun. No. That's actually me for sure. I just turned my camera.
Somebody was flashing. I just seen something moving. Like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, so I had to start paying attention to these animals because the other day I did think, I'm like, I think he wants something because I'm shooing him away and then he keeps coming back. And I just had to pay attention. But even insects, I had an albino, what is it called? Is it a prairie? No. Oh my gosh, what is it called? Yeah, praying mantis. An albino. I didn't know that was rare. And guess what?
And that
it came to me. It came to me like right in front of me. And then I was like, I didn't even know what that was. I'm like, it's a white one? Like it's an albino?
Oh, it's a man, I gotta look up the lore.
But not only once, word. The next day it came back to me again.
It came back. I had when I was younger, I had an albino praying mantis something. And I'm gonna see if I can contact my aunt. I forgot. I'm gonna remember it when we get off here, but it's a lore to that. It's something significant, like spirit. Yeah, and it's very spiritual because it's what the praying mantis represent in the Native American.
Okay, then I had a black butterfly. Ask me how it got in the house. I don't know. A black butterfly in the living room. I've never even seen a black butterfly.
Oh, they're pretty.
Luckily, I didn't kill it. Yeah. I got it and I put it in the garage.
That's
until I figured out.
That's a loved one coming to tell you a message. instead of bringing you like good fortune or um. I gotta ask my wife.
Well, I
Yeah,
looked
they
it
gotta
up,
be
and for different cultures, it means different things. Like it could be
yeah.
it could be a negative, like death, or it could be good fortune. Like it depends on what culture you want
I
to
know in her
listen to.
in her culture is good luck. Like black is only really bad in the eastern, like west belief system. Everybody in the east, black is actually something positive. Like the black cat in Egypt used to protect babies from being scared. So a black cat was actually good to have a black cat around.
I'm just like,
Okay.
what? Even the
Uh,
insects? That's
uh,
crazy.
well, that's interesting. I kind of ask, what do you think it means in my culture? I know I shouldn't believe in such. I'm just asking out of curiosity, though. I'm just asking out of curiosity because I'm very curious, though, because I don't know.
Man,
Like
it
the
look
black
like you
butterfly?
getting chauffeured around right now. It look like Rhea is on a tour bus about to go do a show. Mhm.
Mm,
You ain't
no,
have to
I'm in the
stand it
car.
off.
No, it's alright. I turned my camera off. It's alright. Anyways, I was asking though, what does it mean in my culture though, based off? I was asking though. I'm curious though. That's why.
What would you call your culture? I guess we'd
My
have to look it up.
culture. Okay, I'm basically Pakistani heritage, so I belong to Indo-Persian people. So I'm half Indian, half Persian, but the term Pakistani did not exist until the 1930s. 1933, though, when Pakistan was officially created. The idea of a nation, though, of Pakistan was created in 1933, but became official in 47. So that's the term Pakistani is recently something new. So it's like a combination of two terms, though. Pak is pure and Stan is land in their language. So they put those words together and they created this word, and then they later created land of the pure and the spiritual people. So that's what Pakistani actually
Hey,
means, though.
hey, Rhea, let me ask you something. That fucked you up when I told you that, didn't
Huh?
it? You ain't know Pakistan was a newer country until I told you that. Well, I forgot what we was talking about, and I'm like, like the Pakistani people are less than
Half
what did I tell you? A couple 100 years
Arab,
old.
half
And then
Arab.
you,
I'm probably half Persian though. No, because look, I tell you why I'm Indo-Persian. No, is because Persian Empire basically ruled over there, and basically the land, the area though of Pakistan my family belonged to though, is basically an Indo-Persian tribe called the Kiani, the Kiani in Punjab. So part of Punjab was under Persian influence. So hence why I fall under the Indo-Persian people, but everyone else though is different. Some you get Indo-Turkish, Indo-Arab, Indo-African, and Indo-European though, and Indo-Iranian as well. But you get the Iranic people as well there. But the region where I belong, it's more like Indo-Aryan, Indo-Persian.
it,
Indo-Persian.
I'm not
Because
well versed on. I haven't really researched,
okay, but
Persian.
yeah, but Persian, no, the first. Also, no, I meant to say that the Persians are also known as the Aryans, though. Like basically,
Yeah,
that's how you get. That's
well,
why you get. That's
I
why you.
wouldn't. You can't say the Persian, not the original Aryan, because the original Aryans were a mixture of the Babylonian and Assyrian people.
I wouldn't
It's
say
like a
the
hybrid.
original. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
original. I wouldn't say the Persians are the original Aryans. I'm saying they are considered Aryans though as well though. They're also known as the Aryans though.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
Good night, writer.
Didn't
have a good
wouldn't
night,
say
Ryder.
I wouldn't say they're the original Aryans, or they're just basically like they're Aryans, but they probably like be a mixture of something else.
Yeah, I mean, in that time frame when the Persians came into power, there was a lot of mixing and conquering going on. There was a lot of mixing because of conquering going on.
Yeah.
You know, the
Well,
Babylonians took over Mesopotamia. Then you had the
Indus
Canaanite
Valley.
uh,
What about the
coming through
Indus
there.
Valley?
Yeah, they even it was mixing with the Mongolians too. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot going on at that time.
What about the Indus Valley, though? Indus Valley is the India Pakistan region, though. The Indus Valley people, the Indus Valley civilization,
Yeah,
because it's the Indus.
that's when the Persians were sucking up the Indians too.
Yeah, so basically, no, the original Indians, though, basically bred with everybody, basically. So that's why the region is so diverse. Some of them, though, belong to the Indo-Turkish, Arab, European, African, and Persian. The region, though, that I belong to, though, is Persian, though, because, the tribe and everything like that. So the Kiani tribe, those from the Canaan dynasty, and the Kianis basically fell, and the Kiani have the connection to the Delhi Sultanate.
Can I ask you a question? Are you willing to practice any of their belief systems or spirituality
I
systems?
Mm, No, basically what it was though, my ancestors though were originally Hindus who became Muslims though. So my entire family for generations has been Muslims though. So I am practicing their cultures, their beliefs and everything like that. It's just that my version of it is a bit more westernized though. So I'm more of a blend between two cultures. Not like
I'd
tradition.
be because I asked that because I had to ask myself that because I claim my heritage, but it's like if you don't practice it, why? You know what I'm saying? It's like are you really? For me, I'm just speaking for myself. For me, it was like,
Okay.
can I really stake a claim if I don't? Like always, I grew up speaking the language, so that was given, but I didn't grow up practicing. I was cooking and I had to practice certain things because that's just who my people was. But when I moved here, it was years. Like I didn't do a cleansing probably for like 10 years, and then
Wow.
when I woke up, it was like I need to. I was trying to find my way, and I'm like, I didn't practice all this stuff. I need to practice what my people practice, and then I understand it. So that's why,
Okay.
even currently, I don't do holidays, nothing. I follow the ways of my ancestors.
Okay. I mean, my ancestors were already Muslim anyway. They just basically converted because they wanted to, though. Because they respected the faith anyway, so they actually wanted to. And it's also Persian influence too. So I do practice what my ancestors
Mhm.
do, though. So the faith that I have today is what has been going on, though. And I've been
Mm.
practicing what they're doing, and it works for me. You know what I mean, though? I get what you're trying to say, though, how they originally were and stuff like that, but that's different than what they were before that, though. That was before my time. So I just practice, the only reason I practice what I practice is because it actually works for me, though. Because actually, when I
I,
do
I,
everything that I'm supposed to do, it actually works in my favor.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I mean, well, you can look through history yourself, but if your people was Hindu or Indian and they converted to Islam, that wasn't because they wanted to. That ain't what happened. They was forced to.
Mm,
I mean, you can look through history and it'll tell you that. Because Islam, just like Christianity, they had crusades where they went and conquered and forced their belief systems onto other people.
okay. Okay. That's okay. I get you on that, though, but okay, whatever. I'm just saying, though, probably the Persians, though, that came over there were Muslim Persians, though. Because I know the Persians were originally Zoroastrian.
No, I was about to say Persians was not Muslim. They were forced to convert. Man, what was the name of that battle? But the Persians that converted over to Islam, they was forced. Some of them did it to, you know, but it was mainly forced. But some of them did it to not be fucked up. I guess that's the best way I
So,
can say it.
No, I also probably say some of them basically, you do get people like that. Of course, I won't deny them. I'm also trying to tell you.
But I mean, bro, it wasn't like it is today. You know what I'm saying? Where people, hey, look, that's cool. I want to try it. It wasn't like that. It was religion was used. It was a political power. Whenever it was conquered, it was forced onto the people who got conquered. And if you didn't convert, then they unalived you. You know, the world ain't like it was today, where we can choose to do things. Nah, it's used because you got to be there. That's how it was. Either you this or you die. That's how it was back in the day.
I'd say, but basically,
If
the one
somebody
person companion of the Prophet, his name was Salman Al Farsi, though. And basically, what he was, though, he was Zoroastrian, but he was searching for the true faith because he himself wasn't satisfied with what he was following. So he looked into Christianity and he became Christian, but then he became Muslim when he met the Prophet, though, because when he became friends with him, when he hung out with the Prophet, became friends, and that's why he became a companion and he became who he became.
Hello.
Yeah,
I don't know any of that, but shout out to you, Riaz.
yeah. And like you said, man, if it worked for you, it worked for you. That's all that matters. You know, whatever worked for you in life, bro, rock with that. Whatever worked for you, bro. That's what I learned in my short 41 years, bro.
What Riaz, what did you call that you guys did recently with the fasting and things like that? The
Ramadan.
28-day Ramadan. Yeah, somebody mentioned Ramadan because I said I had fasted for like 14 hours, and someone's like, "What? How?" Like it's wild because some people like they think it's impossible to fast for even like a day or two.
Oh no, it's not hard.
No, it's not that hard. I mean, you get to drink water, but
Yeah,
then they mentioned Ramadan. Yeah.
yeah. My wife, she do the fasting. She do what is it, 14 hours fast.
Yep.
Look, she do a 14 hour fast. But yeah. So I'm gonna try to come on. Uh, are you free this weekend? I wanted to try to do that wild, wicked, and wild, weird, and wicked. It's just a review, but I want some people on the panel with me. Um, I'm gonna just play some videos.
I
Okay.
don't know if I'm available. I'm available. I'm not sure because this weekend there's some celebrating to do this weekend. I don't know. We'll see.
Ah, dang.
Mhm.
Let's see what D
Did you say D-Shep?
Shep is a clown, bro. He be sending me so much crazy stuff on Instagram. I be like, man, I ain't watching this shit. He'll get me in trouble.
D-Shep, are you in the bushes, D-Shep? He's probably in the
He
bushes.
should be. He should be chilling. Oh, that what the fuck happened there?
Okay, man, look, man, I'm not gonna take away what you're saying, though. You get people like that, of course, but I'm also just telling you, though, there are some who actually chose to embrace that path themselves, though. That's what everyone's different. I'm not saying you're not wrong, but I'm just trying to say there are some people who chose to embrace it themselves.
He might hit me.
Look at
Or
this
would
shit.
I need y'all to stop talking about my face? Like,
Is this
for
real?
real. Like,
Is that a filter?
different type of relationship.
That's what I thought.
He asked me, would you rather have $3,000 a week,
There gotta
along
be a
with
filter.
sometimes we get into an argument, he might hit me, or would you rather go to work,
I
drive
go to
a
work.
Huey? So I chose the other option. Okay, it's hard out here. It is hard, and I'm
Aw.
tired. So
Aw.
when you see my face like this,
It's a
don't say
filter.
nothing,
I look at her
because
teeth.
when it heals up, just know that I got that bag.
I got that bag.
I'm gonna need you to
Yo,
stop.
you probably should refrain from coming on social media like that when you're in that, because
So
people are gonna say
if
something.
so if we was voting on this video, what would this be? Would this be wild, weird, or wicked?
Wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked because, like, for
Shit.
the love of money, wicked.
Oh man, I don't like. I saved some videos over here. I just don't know where they at. I saved them. I don't know how to get to them. Let's see more. Yeah. No. Yeah,
That's
I don't
kind of
know
wicked.
where.
She said, "Choose your pain. Pick your pain." She said.
All the money, bro. All the money. Nah, just the money. Just the money. That's it. Just the money. Just the money. I don't want to kill you. Just the money. Right? That's it, right?
I'm gonna need y'all to stop talking
Don't
about my
know
face,
where. Not
like,
what
for real.
I'm gonna need you
Like,
to stop coming on social media looking like that.
Okay, not all snakes. Now go hug a cobra and prove me wrong. For clarity and for the slow ones, I don't dislike white women, but I do dislike some of the shit that some white women do and say. Your problem is you hear the truth, get uncomfortable, and immediately go into defensiveness. Let me break this down like a fraction. Innocence needs no defense. But let me give you an example. If a man makes a post
True.
saying that, women have done him wrong and talking about, say it with me, his lived experiences, guess what I'm not going to do? Get triggered, because it's not me. I didn't do it. I'm going to listen. I'm going to validate. And I'm going to respect his process. I'm not going to hijack his pain to soothe my ego. But for some reason, the moment a Black woman talk about how we've been harmed, here come the Not All White Women Brigade, showing up right on schedule, cape in hand. A big part of Black women's experience in this country is that white women aren't safe. Historically, y'all have weaponized tears, rewritten events to frame yourselves as the victim, stood beside and even encouraged white men while they burned, beat, and buried damn near every other people group on the planet. Sometimes literally, often systemically. Just accept it. But no, instead of sitting with that and possibly learning something, you decide to come to my post with this bullshit in defensive mode. That makes me think it's you. Because if it wasn't you, what in the awful and entire fuck are you defending? When white people were colonizing, enslaving, erasing, redlining, bombing, lynching, and imprisoning.
Okay, now let me. I have to say this because I don't agree with everything she's saying. I understand what she's saying, and it's truth to it because this happened last night, and I don't know if you noticed it, right? But when I was talking about my experience at the hospital, you remember what happened? And back when I was talking about, the experience I had at the hospital with the doctor, and Ozzy was like, "Well, yeah, I had an experience," and I'm like, "Bro, we talking about my experience, and you trying to compare yours to mine." But I mean, I understand, everybody can be discriminated against, but by you trying to say, "Well, I'm telling you, I know for a fact I was discriminated against because of my race," and then you saying you was discriminated against because of your race, what you're doing is minimizing my experience.
He's trying to invalidate your experience.
Yeah, saying like it just don't happen, because of you, but it happens to everyone. And I'm not here to say, people won't get. I know women get discriminated against because they're women. You know what I'm saying? But like, if I'm talking about a specific fight and this is an occurrence or my real life experience, and you come along and try to minimize it with your experience, then I mean, you just telling me like you basically saying fuck my experience. So my experience is insignificant because it happened to everybody. Well, similar, same things can happen for different reasons. And like I was saying, I don't have um like I know medical chart. So when you have a history of, receiving narcotics and then somebody see you coming in, your history is there, right? So they be like, oh, well, you came in this time, this time, this time, this time. And like you were saying, he had chronic pain. So I'm pretty sure he had a history of, you know what I'm saying? I don't have that. So even though we both got discriminated against, it was for two different reasons. But that happens a lot. That's like even saying, like, even if I'm talking about the effects of slavery, right? Because the effects of slavery, like when he was saying that philosopher lady, Dr. Francis Cress Wheatley is who he was talking about. He wrote a book about post-traumatic slave disorder. She was saying like some of the byproducts of slavery, like people are still suffering from because it's passed down through generation to generation. But if we talking about the effects of slavery, and then somebody comes and say, "Well, we got to talk about black people selling black people in slavery," like, hold on, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that happens. That's I don't, and I'm not saying it's done consciously. Like, hey, I'm trying to minimize your experience, but that's what occurs when you do that. That's just what happens.
Well, but when he was
So
saying it, and then he followed up with the confirmation of what the intent was. He actually admitted what the intent was, like what he was doing.
yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. Is like it's hard to indulge in serious conversations when stuff like that is done. Like because it's more like now a tit for tat when I'm just giving you my perception because you're not black. If you're not, that's like you being Mexican. I don't know what the Mexican experience is unless I listen to someone explain it to me. And then once you explain it to me, I have more insight on how or why you may react or do certain things. I have more understanding. You know what I'm saying? But if you talk about what is that in the back? I hear some background.
I think it's Riaz. I think.
Riaz, yeah.
Okay, he muted.
So like for instance, right? I didn't like this whole deportation thing, right? I didn't know how an average Mexican civilian who been here I didn't know how it's affecting them because I'm thinking like shit, they ain't in danger. But then that's just surface shit, right? I didn't really take it like, damn, they got family though. And maybe some of their family is affected by it. So it is affecting them, even though they're safe and you know what I'm saying? But they're still being affected by it. I didn't take that into consideration until I sat and listened to someone because I'm on the outside looking in. I'm like, okay, they safe. So what they worried about? And that's my ignorance, right? And then, so like when people didn't understand why all these black people were upset when George Floyd got his knee, he was a criminal, he had a record, but that's fine, but it's the continuously reminder that, this can happen to you.
Yeah.
Well, history,
when you identify.
Yeah. It's the identification part. Like, no, I don't have a criminal record. I'm not going to be out there, having fraudulent bills and having fentanyl in my system for that to happen to me. But that man looks just like me. And this is a story. Like, even, what was the guy who had a CPL license and the cop asked him if he got a gun? He said, yeah, and then the cop shot him. We didn't even reach for his guy. Damn, what was his name?
Yeah,
It started with an S.
I don't know, but
But it's like even if
those
you
things
do
hurt
things
me.
that
So, like, I can only
yeah.
imagine how much more it hurts someone who identifies with being
And it's
black.
like damn, even if you do everything the right way, this can still happen. That shit's scary. Like damn, he did everything the right way, it still got unalive. So is
Yeah,
it Fernando Castillo or something? It's something Castillo. That his first name. Yeah, it was Castillo.
that sounds
But
like a
it's like
Spanish
that.
name.
Yeah, I think he was mixed. I think he was black and Mexican. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was black and Mexican. But that's just social intelligence, and it's just being aware that we all have different experiences, and just because it's similar, we shouldn't minimize other people's experiences. It's like I overcame a lot of stuff. So when I hear people say they haven't overcame it, I don't look at it like, well, just get over it or just, I don't look at it like that. I can't do that.
So those kind of things happen to different kind of races, but I feel like the odds, if you're black, it's the odds are worse for a black person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or
until
even a
you,
dark
and,
skinned person. Don't even have to be like black,
yeah,
just dark skin.
don't even have to be black, dark skin. I think like even Asians, man. I done seen some fucked up shit happen to Asian people. Like that Asian hate is real. Like
I saw them. It was I think it was an old Chinese man, and the dude just like dropped him. He's old, like he's old. Like their bones break. He straight like dropped him. He hit his head. I think he broke his head. But I think the chance is more if you're dark skinned and depending on what neighborhoods you're in.
and like even I mean, life is fucked up. Everybody got their own place. Like even listening to like King Blackout, what he went through, and like people just assume because you white, you got easy, and it's like that's not true, bro. I know a lot of I didn't help. I got like, well, he ain't poor no more, but I had an unfortunate. But one of my homeboys, he lived in the trailer park and everything. I helped him out. He got on his feet. He's doing fucking great now. He went to the military. You know, turned his life around. He doing great, but he ain't had no easy life. His life was fucked up. So that's why I don't like when people just, you know, and that's what I said, man. When I came on the internet, I couldn't be pro-black no more because that shit, man, you got to hate everybody. I'm straight. Weird as hell, man. I don't understand how people like. And I mean, I understand it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, black people been going through so much shit that now they feel like they can dish it out to other people. Like the stereotype. Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody, and they was like, uh, "Black people racist," right? And I'm like, okay, I can agree with that. But I said the racist things black people do is a little different from everybody else. Black people say a lot of racist shit, but you show me, but like white people do a lot of racist shit. There's a difference between saying something and doing something. Like, what's more common? A black person saying some racist shit or a white person doing some racist shit. Like going to a fucking black church and shooting people. Going to a fucking mall aiming specifically for black people, going in a high concentrated area, unaliving black people. That's an action, bro.
Yeah.
There's a difference between. I mean, I'm not gonna deny that black people are racist because I hear the shit every day. Be like, man, y'all, that shit sound crazy. You just
The
hating
white
people.
the white dude that shot up Walmart. I think he was going for Mexicans or immigrants. It was like a Walmart
Oh,
in Texas. He
I
only
think
got
that
17. No, what did he get? 17 years, I think. And he unalived, I think, like 3 people.
is that the
Yeah,
one when he walked in when they showed the video. He walked in with the rifle and he pointed like his fingers, the gun at the white guy and the white girl.
I don't remember. It was like in Texas. How many Walmart shootings have there been? I don't know.
He had a whole
There
bunch
been more than one in Texas?
this year or
No, I think it happened a few years ago. Like 3.
this one. This one I seen. I don't. It didn't happen this year. But the one I was talking about, like he walked into Walmart. He had a long gun, and he walked right past this white couple and made like a gun. He had a gun in his other hand, but he made a gun symbol. And the dude looked at him, and the girl freaked out. And the dude looked again, and you see her grabbing the phone. He looked again, was like, and then it finally clicked. Like the third time he looked, and he ran up. It was like, damn. But the
He
first thing he
left his
was like,
wife?
oh, no, they both ran. But she, like, when he did it, like, he looked at her and then looked at the guy, and she grabbed her phone and she calling 911. But he looked at the guy and looked at her again, then he looked back again, and then he just ran, and they both ran off. So, and I think that's when the shooting started. But that guy, I know that they said that, was he, no, because you say he got 17 years.
I think
That
he got
wasn't the one.
17.
That wasn't the one because this guy ended up unaliving himself. I remember that now because he went and hid where it was like some eyeglass place or something. And the cop was like, when the cop got close, the cop said he heard a gunshot and they found the guy unalive. So no, that wasn't the same one. But that guy shot. No, I think one person died in that shooting, but it was 2 black people and 4 Mexican people got shot in that shooting.
Yeah, I don't know. People get like I know they were saying with the Carmelo, like, oh, they're gonna give him a lot of years, and they give black people a lot of time. But then you look at the guy, the spokesman, Next Gen, they gave him like little to no. They gave him like 3 years tops, I think, and he beat on a baby, and then
Yeah, I
he did
want to see that
fraud,
story.
and then he did like several things. He had several things, and they didn't throw the whole. They only gave him like 3 years.
I want to look at that and see exactly what happened. Because, um,
Yeah, there's different YouTubers that have covered like the whole rap sheet, the stories. Some of them have went
yeah,
more in depth than others though, because they talk about the
because
baby, like the exact injuries that the baby had, and that he said first that the baby fell off the couch. It was like a toddler, like a 2 or 3 year old, and then later he admitted that he shook the baby, but the injuries were more than just shaking the baby.
taking the
It was
baby.
like beating on the baby. Yeah, like they talk about the medical terms of the injuries and stuff.
But see, this like it's a couple things when I see people go through like do that and they don't get that much time. That's because they cooperated. Like, I'm just being real. That's because they cooperated. You know what I mean?
Like they probably maybe he took a deal. Like he admitted that
Listen
he
to what
admitted
I'm
to
saying.
shaking the baby.
And not only that, but it's some shit that
Oh, you think like he
you ain't
ratted
gonna
out some
find in
people?
that. Yeah, ain't no way in hell you talk about abuse like that. What I mean, what I think that's 7 years. I think it's between 5 and 7 years automatically.
Unless he got
And
that and then he did halftime. Maybe they meant like he did 3 years and it was like half the sentence he actually served, maybe.
but I'm telling you, people like that cooperate, especially when they. Man, I ain't even about to get into that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because their lawyer doesn't come from that firm, so I think that's just a PR firm that they got to represent them, and they probably didn't do their research. It was probably suggested to them, and they ran with it. and then they probably finding out about dude as everybody else is.
It's
I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Um,
I agree with that. That's probably what happened.
I'm pretty
But
sure
then
because ain't no way in hell, like with a high profile case like that, I'm hire somebody with that rap sheet. Hell no.
no, I wouldn't want that
But that,
even low profile. I wouldn't want it, period. But remember when we
yeah,
were saying like, would you go to a doctor if it was a good doctor and not even look at their past because it's a good doctor? So then I was thinking,
yeah.
well, if he's good at what he does, maybe they just ignore that part because he's
I
good at
don't
what he
think they know
does.
it. I'm telling you, I do
I'm
not
gonna.
think they know it.
I don't think they knew it either. But now that they know it, now what?
It's kind of like, is that Stone in the building? What up, though, man?
Who is it?
So I was
What
walking
up,
back and forth,
Stoic?
and but I don't with the because if you this is what happened too. This is how I think
Oh,
they.
they were saying I think there was a black judge. Is what they were saying. Now that I
I'm,
remember, or was it a?
a black judge that man, I'm telling you, I think he took a plea there. But what happened with that Carmelo Anthony family? Because right the day before all that stuff came out about that guy, they switched lawyers because their lawyer came from that same team. But they switched lawyers and got the white guy the day before all that information came out. So I think they only using them for the PR aspect now, nothing to do with the case. And I think that was they probably trying to separate themselves from them, but you can't do it right away because then you're admitting some type of guilt. Like I don't know,
Slowly back
but
away. These are our assumptions.
yeah,
This is what we assume. We don't know. We're just
yeah,
assuming.
we're just assuming,
Because like
but
if I was in that situation, I wouldn't probably know all this stuff because like they're going through a traumatic event. They're probably not
yeah,
researching the people that are offering to help them.
and then the people not only offering like, hey, we gonna speak for you, but we gonna protect you too, and they getting death threats. You know what I'm saying? So you like, okay, shit, because they do the security. So there's other aspect that came with it, just not him being the spokesman.
I think they helped them rent that house that they're staying in, that $1 million house they're talking about. But
Nah,
then some people.
the dad already had that. That house was already bought. That house they kept showing online, he bought that 2 years ago.
Oh, I thought they were renting. I think they
Mm-mm.
went to rent somewhere though, not to stay in that
Yeah,
house, so they wouldn't be targeted. I think they went.
yeah. Now they had to move. I mean, they moved for
Yeah.
safety now. But that house they were showing online, no, the dad bought that house. The dad make money. Nah, he
So
make
whatever house
money.
they went to go rent, I think the organizations helped them, like
9 times out of
moving.
10, because that's what that organization do. I mean, they got a lot of different services.
And then
That's just a different chapter. But that organization been around for a while.
they were saying like most likely the family is going to have to pay back some of that money to the organization with their GoFundMe or with any kind of money they might have to pay back stuff like for the
Oh,
security
definitely.
or.
Yeah, they definitely have to pay them back for all them. That's how that's why, um, that's why they be saying like Ben Crump got something like that going on too. And that's why they be saying he be exploiting black people pain because they come with a civil suit or the GoFundMe and he'll collect off of that. But he's saying, that's why they were saying he be exploiting people, black people, when they being, man, all
Who?
that shit unfortunate. Ben Crump, that black
Oh, Ben
lawyer,
Crump. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything, he contacted my family when my cousin passed
Ben
away.
Crump.
My
Yeah.
cousin he got tased by the police. I don't know if he was around last year when I was talking about, or the year before that, when I was talking about when my cousin got tased by the police and he died in police custody. But yeah, Ben Crump contacted them.
But like when you're
But
looking for help and there's not a like you only have like, do you know what I'm saying? Like not a lot of people are willing
limited
to help,
resources,
right?
yeah.
And you have someone that's willing to help, then you're gonna take the help.
Yeah, especially
I
when
mean,
you
most
in a
people would.
situation like that and you don't know how to navigate it, and you get people with experience.
And then what's the other guy? Al Sharp. Is it Sharp
Oh
or
man, I
Sharpton?
wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. They can't come by me. I'm straight. None of them.
And
I'm good.
what's the lady that helps the women, the Me Too movement? I forgot her name.
I don't even know. I don't fuck with that.
I forgot her name. She looks Middle Eastern. I think she was helping the
Hmm.
one. Was it the Diddy? The one, the chick? I don't know. I forgot her name already. Dang it. It'll come to me later.
He's helping Cassie.
No, it was another person.
Hmm.
Oh, I forgot her
Now
name,
all
but she's
that.
helped a lot of people. She's kind of famous, like Ben Crump. Like she's known to help women. But anyways, there's limited resources, so like I understand that maybe they didn't know. Maybe they're in a
Can't wait
predicament.
to. I can't wait till more information about that Carmelo thing come out, because it's like it's that shit got so much hate around it, bro. I'm like, that shit
Me,
is a shame. Is a kid dead and a kid who may lose his freedom for the rest of his life. You know, it's an unfortunate event, but I think it's a perfect opportunity to teach our kids uh, two valuable lessons. One, if you want to call what Carmelo did an accident or a mistake or a lapse of judgment, it only takes that one thing to throw everything you work for away. Like the rest of your life is fucked up. That boy can't graduate. He may never go to college. Shit, he may be locked up for the rest of his life by making
well,
that one pulling.
he'll always be known
Yeah,
for doing that, even if he
but
doesn't do
even
time.
if he get off, yeah.
Hmm.
But then, and you got the lesson on the other side. You can't just put your hands on people and expect nothing to happen. Or, people say, "Oh, they should have just fight." You don't know what time people on, bro. So don't put yourself in that situation. We need to be teaching our kids about conflict resolution, versus taking it to a physical aspect. Well, kids will be kids. Look, man, we can't afford that shit no more. Not with shit like this happen. I'd rather for my son to walk away from the fight than to be in either one of those positions. That's what I'm teaching my son. Look, man, fuck that. Walk away. Just walk away. Let him have it. Get the fuck away.
You know
Let
what I
daddy
was
handle
tripping? You know what I was tripping out on?
it.
I was tripping out that the case that I told you that happened with the Hispanic kids. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like we saw a video, like they showed what happened, and with the Carmelo case, there's like nothing's been leaked. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we saw the footage of the fight, the kid pulled out the knife. They showed pretty much like all of it, a lot of it. So
I
I don't
mean,
know
how
who
do
leaked
you?
that, but how is this not? How come we haven't seen anything leaked in this other case?
No, but my mic went dead. So how would you look at that? Because I mean, you can look at that either two ways. Like, um,
Well, I look at it like, what were they hiding, or like, like, why is it not leaked? Why is the other one leaked?
it,
I mean, I understand not
it, it,
not everything gets leaked, but it's
it,
kind of interesting, no?
it seemed like so cut and dry. Boy stabbed another boy. He get, you know what I'm saying? So like, why ain't this been shown? And then I look
Yeah,
at it like, damn, did they do that good of enough job where they contained it?
like
Like,
quickly,
is it?
like, hey, everybody, give me your
Yeah,
cell phones.
give me
You're
the
not allowed
sign.
to, you
Yeah,
know. And then in this
like
other
was it
case,
contained?
hmm
It wasn't contained. It wasn't contained. Like,
Well, I
I
think it's a whole
mean,
nother state, right? A whole nother agency and stuff. So people do
mhm.
things different in different places, but it's kind of interesting because even when
I
stuff
wonder
gets
if they.
contained, I mean, they would have to what? Take the cell phones away, right?
And I was like, when it first happened, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think it was no video when it first happened. And the reason I didn't think it was no video because shit, people in the fucking rain, they ain't got their phones up, and the shit sound like it happened kind of quick. Like, hey, get out of here! No, fuck you. This, that. Bam, it happened and you gone. Maybe before anybody. So I didn't think it was video because if it was, if any black people got the video, that shit would have been on social media. I think if any young person got it, that shit would have been on social media somewhere by now. You don't even hear people really talking about it. Like the people who was there,
Yeah.
because
Where's their like? Yeah.
so like to
Right.
me, I don't. Yeah, like that is just a lot of stuff. That's why I said I'd be interested to hear because all you really get is a police report and the public statement from the brothers. That's all you truly got that you can verify. That you know what I'm saying? That that's real. Like that person was there, so okay. The police report, it was talking about a cop, so okay, we can. That's all verified. It's verified that his brother was there at the time of the incident, and it's verified as the police report. But like when the black guy came on and said my daughters was in the same tent, that's not verified. Then you got a girl saying that she's seen it. That's not verified.
Wow. I'm back now. So,
What'd you say,
Is
Ria?
that I was gonna say, is that me or did he go out?
oh, sorry, I'm back. So I was on mute the entire time. So
Oh, you're back. Okay, cool.
yeah. Wow, that's interesting though.
I want to hear Carmelo's side of the story.
You think he's gonna testify? You think they would
I
invite him
mean,
to or no?
even if you don't testify, I want to hear his narrative, how it happened. And I mean, you can hear how, I mean, his
Body cam
attorney
video.
crosses that. No, like, oh yeah, like even that, even if he gave a testimony. I mean,
Body cam
an account.
video back at the station, interrogation room.
Hmm. Yeah, I like to see that. Hmm. Did he even get indicted yet?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he got indicted yet.
I don't know, but something came across my algorithm and I was like, what is this? These like ladies speaking in Spanish, think they're Cuban, and I'm like, well, let me listen to what they're saying. And I kept listening and I'm like, oh, these ladies are talking about a case and there's a group of ladies trying to defend this 14-year-old boy who I think in some part of Florida, I don't know if it was Miami. I don't know if you heard of that. It was on camera because they had a camera in the bedroom and his mom had just had a baby, a little baby girl, and the boy unalived the mom with the knife while she was sleeping, and it's on camera. But he didn't do anything to the baby sister. And then he called the cops and he said he did it. But before he called the cops, I think he took a picture and sent it to one of his online friends, and he's doing like the hang loose sign, and he's got blood on his hands.
Oh,
And he was
and
the
they
only one
trying
in the
to defend
house.
him.
And he admitted to it. He admitted to it. They show the interrogation. And I don't know why these ladies are defending him, saying that he's not guilty, that it's some sort of setup. People are weird. Just people. These ladies are weird.
People, I mean, they find narratives to run with.
Like
Wow, man.
conspiracies.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Like
Yeah, they want him
you know,
freed.
Like what is his name? The conspiracy. The what is the white dude name who be all on the conspiracy like a Trump supporter and all that? Alex Jones. Like
Mm.
man, I can't
Yeah, he
see
thinks
how
they're
people.
actors, the crisis actors.
Yeah, man. But no, but when he got put in front of a grand jury, he was like, "I'm just an entertainer. I'm just saying that because of entertainment. I didn't really believe in none of this stuff. It's all entertainment. I don't really, like what? Did you see that?
Wow.
I did not see him speak, but I know that he has to pay back like a lot of money. I think in
Man,
a
hold
civil,
on.
I think in a civil suit, he has to pay back a lot of money. I think
Wow.
towards the families of the children.
Uh-huh.
Trying to say that it was fake, right? The Uvalde school shooting. He was trying to say that they're actors and these children weren't real people. So did he really believe that? Or is he really entertainment? Or he's just saying entertainment to save his butt?
Mm, I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I don't know, to be honest. Though. Anyways, nah, just, yeah, I get you on that, though.
So much happens in America, Riaz. What happens over there on your side of the world? Do you guys have
Pretty much,
those kind of like unalivings with knives at schools?
yes, yes. Actually, yes, though. It's mostly, I think, like London or something like that. You get mostly that in London, mostly sometimes Birmingham, depending. The places, though, that is mostly rough, though, you get it, though. Basically, I'm in a nice area, southeast area in the UK right now. So basically, much countryside, a small town type thing, though. So basically, you don't really get that much, though. If you go basically more London or more, city type thing, you might get
Like big
more of that.
cities,
Yeah, like
like
So,
basically,
high
yeah.
like dense populations.
Yeah, pretty
so
much though. Pretty much also like I think it's probably depending on which areas, bro, with the roughest areas and stuff, you get it like that almost.
so
And also the
when you walking around, are you packing?
wait, what do you mean? Did you,
When you walking around the main streets of the UK, are you packing? Are you
oh wait,
carrying
pack?
that thing with you?
Are you carrying a weapon
No,
of any sorts?
no. No, I don't carry any weapons. I just walk around in peace, though. Basically, it's safe for me. My parents made sure I was safe. I just make sure I don't get myself into any trouble. And if I actually do work in them type of, I avoid those types of areas. When I go to London, though, I just make sure I'm very close to my family and I don't leave alone just yet, though. So if I'm with someone, they have to make sure to keep watch of me not because I'm not a danger to anyone. I'm a danger to myself though. Because look, worst case scenario though, I ain't wishing it though. Easier to take advantage of me and it's easier to get lost or it's concentration type thing though. Sometimes I have a tendency of walking into other people, so that's why I have to be supervised.
In America, recently there was an autistic young man who, I don't know how old he was, but the family was having like, I don't know, he was going, I don't know, he was fighting with his family, and so they called the police, and he had a knife in
Wow,
his hand, and when the police
wow,
arrived, um,
wow. I wouldn't
he
go
was in
that
his
far
front
from me.
yard.
Wow. I was just gonna ask this question. What level of the spectrum was he on? I'm high on the spectrum, so high functioning. So I'm just like everybody else. I just got different type of thing going on with me though. I wouldn't say there's nothing wrong with me. I consider myself high vibration though. I'm just basically adjusting to the environment though, that I'm surrounded by though, and how it'll affect my brain though when I move accordingly to the environment I'm around though. So that's what I consider myself though. But based on my experience,
I
it's a
don't
little
know.
different. It's a
I don't
bit
know what
different
level
though.
he was.
Okay,
I
because
don't know.
look,
He might have been
everyone
high
else.
functioning.
Oh wow, so maybe there's like something going on with him personally, because I'm probably gonna say people who are high functioning though, everyone's different. Oh man, everyone's got a different experience though. Me personally though, I wouldn't go that far though. The only time I wouldn't go that far because it's not that because I was surrounded by I was supported really well, and also I just have some sense that I'm not gonna be that crazy enough to do. The only time though, if I actually needed to be physical is if it's the last resort though. Other than that though, I'd rather talk it out or walk away.
So, do you know like how many levels of autism are there?
Mm, I know about high functioning, and I think there's like people who non-verbal, then you got people who's verbal and stuff like that. Those are the ones I know about though.
Oh,
Then you
okay.
got Asperger's type thing. The one I've got though is different though. I'm more high functioning though, so I just know
Yeah,
about
I don't
that
know.
based
I
on.
don't know what this guy was.
Okay, so probably that's
It
just
was
something we have.
it was in a divorce settlement,
Oh
and
wow.
he said
When
that he was just playing a
Wait, this is
maybe it's
character.
Alec
like
Jones. This is a
wait, do
different
Yeah,
you
story.
I probably feel like it's an environmental factor as well, though, that actually, I'm not excusing him, of course not, though. He's very wrong, though, and I fully agree with you on everything. I'm just saying probably the environment also plays a part in like probably him breaking down like that. I'm not basically excusing him. I'm just trying to understand why would he do such things, though. I don't
Right.
excuse no one. I just want to understand, no and maybe see it from their perspective, even though trying to understand from their perspective, that's what I'm trying to get.
Yep.
Wait, but I think also in London though, when you say the like people with the straps and stuff like that though, that's mostly in South London though. Like basically the down south though you get more of that because the crime rate is higher though in South London though. I'm not generalizing it, just that South London is a bit more rougher though, and parts of West London is as well, so you might get that though. So the rougher areas in the UK, yes, there is like basically, firearms and stuff like that. It's just that you don't really see it as much. Yes, it's very strict. They're very strict on it though, but however, they're still there though. Just either it's illegally purchased or the way to obtain it though is much harder to do it though. So that's why you don't really see it as much though.
Yeah, so like if you have like a level 1 low functioning autistic person, like they may do things like that they don't understand, like, right? They sometimes they hit or they throw fits or they yell, and the police needs to like I don't know. They need to understand that not everybody's the same. They may be
Wait, but do
walking
you
up
know?
to a scene with somebody who is
hard though.
level 1
It,
autistic.
Wait, but I was also gonna tell
it,
you this as well. That's why basically I got a special card though that actually gives me emergency services though. So I have a special pin for that card as well. I'm not gonna tell you what it's about though. But all I'm gonna say that this special emergency services card though actually helps me. So what I do is if I'm in emergency, I just call in, police or whatever though, if I needed to though. I just give them this pin number and basically from that forward onwards, they understand how to deal with me though, or if I don't know how to explain though, like if I struggle to like basically explain it to them normally though, I just use this pin and basically I just talk to them there and they'll try and understand me and like that though. So there is special cards
it,
for people who actually have that type of stuff. For me,
I
that's
don't
what
know
I
if we
got.
have that in
it,
America.
Wait, you don't have that?
I don't know
you,
if we
they,
do.
I don't know if they got that system, but they do have like bracelets and different. But
Like
this is the problem, though. This is the problem.
sunflower.
You
Oh, is
got
it?
hold on, bro. Hold on. So this is the problem. Uh, the cops they're not well equipped to handle mental, um, people with mental disorder. So I mean, a solution for that is I feel like become cops way too easy. I think you should have to go through a program like the military go through, um, and pay them more money. You know what I'm saying? That should be more of a prestigious job, but I don't think it should be that easy to be a cop. You should have like courses on mental behavior, de-escalating. I think you should put them through more rigorous training, and that way they be more well equipped to handle the different things they have to handle. I don't think cops are prepared to be cops. Not in today's era. Is different. Even back then, I don't think, and then they don't get paid enough, man. I don't think cops get
Wow.
paid enough.
Wow. Okay, I see what you mean though. I guess also though, back then though, when I was diagnosed though, I was nearly diagnosed for ADHD though. But actually what happened was though, they actually had to do a test again, and then when they actually found out what I really had though, that's when, my friends my mom figured it out though. She saw the signs and everything like that, and when they got me for a test, they thought I had ADHD, but I did not. I actually had what I have now. Just at 5 years old though, that's when I got diagnosed.
Hey,
Right.
let
It
me.
also
I got. Oh no, go ahead.
no, I was
My
gonna say it
baby
also
girl
depends
just
when
woke up.
someone's diagnosed. So the
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. Wait, but
help that they get.
I was almost misdiagnosed for ADHD, but then they had to do it again though, because when I was 5, that's when they found out what I had though. 5 years old though, because I started to show more. It's just that when I was younger back then, I was nearly misdiagnosed though. They were saying that I had it. Not like they said I had it though, but they thought I had it though, because in my time though, they did not have the equipment, or they did not have the type of knowledge though that we have now of how it is nowadays though. Back then they didn't have it then. In my time, early 2000s type thing, they did not have that type of thing though going on. Like they probably do a little bit about it, but they did not actually have the you know understanding of what signs or who's to diagnose and stuff. So that's why.
Yeah.
Right.
Where did you say your daughter woke up?
Yeah. He
Okay,
woke
I'm
up
dropping
early.
off. Good night, 9. Good night, guys. Riaz.
Appreciate you,
Salute to
man.
you.
Appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who came through. Shout out to Rate. Shout out to Commander. Shout out to Rhea. Appreciate y'all so much. Baby girl wanted a bottle. I don't want her to wake my wife up. So
Okay.
I'm gonna handle the babies. So y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. Leave the conversations that create nation. If I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor. Hit that share button. Tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until next time, we out.